action in Super League is lit.
So what makes the Super League so good?
Take a look at the...
And it's probably one of the most unique leagues in the world.
the most immersive experience possible.
The great is the competitiveness of it, and the talent that we have now on offer.
There's nothing else in the world like it. It's the most realistic sim racing experience anywhere.
Eight races down, 8 to go, and Yannick Bock has the lead in the Drivers' Championship. He's overtaken the once favourite, but can he hold that lead? The momentum is with the reigning champion as we enter the second half of the 2020 GPVWC Super League season. Hello, one and all, to virtual Hockenheim here. I'm Josh Anderson, of course, and I'm back once again to take you through the action. Joining me alongside for today's race, of course, is none other than the Indian sensation himself, Sandeep Singh. Sandeep, great to have you with us. Crucial race for Yannick Bock this.
Yeah, crucial race. This is the last race before the 4-week summer break, and Yannick Bock, he's won the last 2 rounds. Can he make a hat trick? Adam Maguire, he's had a tough couple of rounds. He needs to, get back. He needs to get back on top and prove himself back as the championship favourite.
Quite so indeed. Bock, of course, running away with things as it stands, overtaking Adam Maguire, who was once the championship runaway leader. We had thought he was going to have this in the bag. But as Super League has done so many times in the past, it's sprung surprises on us. And Maguire now second in the championship. And of course, the momentum with Evolution Motorsports going into this round, they could overhaul Adonis Engineering at the top of the constructors as well.
Yeah, it seems a long time since it was, I believe, the 1-2 of Adonis in Turkey. And we thought, wow, who's going to stop these guys? They're running away the championship. And now, they had 2 tough rounds in Paul Ricard and Silverstone. And all of a sudden, the momentum to the Evolution guys in their home race. Yeah, let's see if they can pull off a special 1-2 for them.
Indeed, yes. Looking to be a very interesting race here in Germany as well. Cars are just starting their laps now. We'll have the first couple of qualifying laps in very soon. Of course, these are just the opening salvo of times. They don't really give much of an indication as to final times, but they can be useful, certainly, can't they, Sandy?
Yeah, I mean, the first opening lap you want to do is a banker lap. If you, when I do my first hot lap, I try to get something on the board to put, and it just puts less pressure on you for the rest of the session. Because if you get the first lap wrong, if you exceed track limits, and then that's like 2 minutes of your quality session. I mean, you got 15-minute session in these here. It goes by very quickly if when you don't even notice. So these guys will be trying to nail the first lap, put a banker in, and then they know they've got a couple more attempts to give to go all out to get a good result.
Of course, and with all the R&D going on as well behind the scenes, the car development, it's going to have a particular effect on some teams rather than others. We'll come to that in warm-up as we usually do, though. Of course, the technical bits of all the teams and drivers doing what they do, but of course, qualifying is about those lap times, getting those, as you rightfully say, Sandy, banker laps in, getting a lap you can count on. And with the grids being as close as they are sometimes in qualifying, banker laps matter, don't they?
Short track, 1 minute 12, 1 minute 12.5 lap time would probably be. Simracing goes up to P2 with his 12.5 bang on there. Yeah, it's a very short lap. There's gonna be a lot of traffic, especially when guys trying to give their teammates draft here. That's an important thing because from testing, I know getting a draft from turn 3 out to the hairpin gains you 2 to 3 tenths. And that could take you from, let's say, like P18 to deep into the top 10. So that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Fairly significant indeed. And, well, the top speeds are very high here at Hockenheim course. We all know the set used to go on longer than this hairpin that we're watching Yanni Simracing go around now. But, obviously, nowadays it's just the stadium circuit, but still a very high-speed run. Nonetheless, no thanks to how quickly these cars accelerate. I mean, Yanni Simracing coming out of the corner now, doing 140 kilometers an hour. He's already up to 200 by the next. And then by the time he hits the right-hander coming up here, he's doing 290. That's how fast these modern turbo hybrid cars accelerate.
Yeah, these cars are quick. They're still tricky to get out of the corner, especially when the turbo kicks in. They tend to want to snap on you, but that's something to keep an eye on when driving these cars. But they take off. They really do.
Yeah, I mean, you would know as well, Sandeep. You had 4 races for the YTF1 Cosmo team as well, so first-hand race experience is talking here.
Yeah, yes. I wasn't as good as some of the elite guys here, but I've done the best I can. There's no shame about that. But tricky cars to drive. But when they get hooked up, they're like rails pretty much. They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, really interesting cars to drive. I've had the pleasure of having a couple of runs in these, and they are certainly tricky machines to master. Easy to drive, hard to master. That is the watchwords for these cars. But obviously, we've got the masters in the cars at the moment. Daniel Brewer on pole position as it stands with Yanni Simracing. 6,000 separating them. Well, talk about putting the marker down early. But Liam Duval is not far behind in that Adonis number 7 car. He is doing a very good job here. And that is not a name, I have to say, Sandy, but I was expecting to see in the Adonis engineering car.
Yeah, Liam, from what I understand, he is going to be the primary driver for when he wraps up this, if he likes title, which is very, very imminent, he's going to be the driver for the Adonis team for the rest of the season, replacing Eros Musculi, who's in the Ghost Speed car at the moment. And yeah, Liam is a great addition to the Adonis team. He'll be a good help for Adam Maguire, who's trying to get back to the championship lead. Just another one to point out, Dan Brewer, he's doing a great job these last couple of rounds. He got provisional pole. He got pole position in the Paul Ricard for his grid penalty, and he got a front row start in Silverstone, and he's P1 again provisionally right now. He seems to find some form.
Well, speaking of goal speed, actually, I do want to touch on that lineup of Eros Masciuli and Michael Francesconi, both Pescara Racing Team drivers, and of course you'll notice the Pescara logos on the Adonis cars. Obviously, Eros Masciuli, a Pescara driver, notably as well. Now he's gone, and that gives goal speed the lineup that Adonis almost took championship glory with in 2016. Francesconi and Masciuli, that is a deadly serious lineup right there. Could this be a bit of a resurgence for the new team to Super League? Because we all know they had some interesting driver lineups throughout the season, but this, if it holds, could be quite something.
Tell you what, they had a very tough start to the year, didn't they? The Ghost Speed, they're P13 in the championship, 21 points on the board, but with Francesconi and Masciuli on board, hopefully there isn't any internet issues. I know Eros has been having issues with his connection the last few rounds. That's affected him in the standings, but hopefully that can elevate them up. It's a pretty tight battle down there, actually. If you look at a gap between 9 to 13, it's only a 10-point difference, and Street Fighter aren't that far ahead of them either in the 8th place. So it's a tight battle down in the bottom half of the championship.
And Street Fighter, I know that they are going to, Street Fighter especially, I'm looking as well, Street Fighter Racing Systems, not just Go Speed. Alex Cooper, he knows he's got a job on the hands to help their championship cause, of course. And another team that's had a tough year, Alex Cooper in the number 95 car, of course, having get the call up from Green Stripes to go to Street Fighter. And Tom Parker as well, former comms man, earlier this season, is now in the second car, the number 12, and he'll be hoping to get some big Parker energy going on as well. Obviously stepping up for Florian Gaia, who we believe is now retired from Super League altogether, having started the season and not really had the start that he wanted. But good luck to Tom in that number 12.
And that reunites the CSG pairing that won them the title back in 2015, Tom Parker and Alex Cooper.
Yeah, Tom Parker, always someone who used to get very close to the top of the list, but never managed to go well as he goes spinning there. Whoops. Nice one, Tom. Never managed quite to get to the top step of the podium, mainly through bad luck it was, but maybe his luck will come good today. He's yet to set a qualifying time, 7 minutes to go in the session, but of course we wish him all the best. And, well, if he wants to beat the likes of Daniel Brewer and Adam Maguire, he'll need a 1:12.4 minimum, because that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, this update on the top 10 right now. Simic is leading the way for Basilia, Yannick Box P2, Brewer P3, and Maguire P4. Matthias Moose doing very well, P5. He's had a rough couple of quali rounds, I've noticed, but his race pace has been excellent, so good to see him up there. Liam Duval 6th, and Miskuli 7th, Milinek 8th, Jordan 9th, and Kiersmaker 10th. But yeah, the Red Archer guy's doing well in qualifying so far.
Yeah, Red Archer having a great
and Rate just jumped up to P5 now, right, 5th and 6th for them.
That is not a bad run so far from Red Archer. They're having a good qualifying here, and well, they're a team that has a lot of history in GPVWC, so it's no surprise that they're capable of these results. But you know, it's good to see them up there in such tough competition.
Yeah, good to see them. We know they've had strong race pace this season. The qualifying has been a little bit of Achilles' heel for them, but yeah, good to see them up there. It could be a dark horse for this race. I mean, let's see what they do. And yeah, it's gonna be. I tell you what, it is really tight though this grid at the moment. If you just find a couple of attempts, you're gonna go up by 6-7 places.
Yeah, P6 in the team's championship at the moment are Red Archer, so a little bit of work to do to crack that top 5, but they could do it. You know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility at all.
Yeah, definitely. Just say, you know, if you get a couple of good solid double finishes with your team, then you're right. You move right up the standings. And hopefully, I hope I don't curse them, but they have a good round.
Well, let's see if they do. Of course, I mean they'll have to beat the likes of Yeni Simicic to really win it. I mean Simicic on a 12.3 as it stands, letting his own teammate get the draft at the moment, and that is really going to help. But of course, they're taking turns with that, so Simicic will get the draft next time by and gain a little bit of time that way. I'm seeing Michael Francesconi going out of the pit. Eris Mishuli's already out there, not doing the draft tactics here. So Mishuli and Francesconi will be working together, I assume. But at the moment, neither doing either. And well, Mishuli, Francesconi, as we say, a very serious lineup. Could bring Ghostspeed some good points. Not without controversy, though. I remember back in 2016, that infamous year, of course, which ended in controversy. There was controversy in Hungary, wasn't there, Sandy? Where Michael Francesconi, about 30 seconds ahead of Mishuli, backed massively off and let his teammate through near the end of the lap. And aided his championship charge. He didn't win it in the end, but these two know each other for sure.
Still debatable whether they I believe they got a fine for that, and it's still debatable whether they should have received a fine. You know, it's a team game, he's helping his team out. I don't see the issue with that. But yeah, let's see how the Italian boys do today. I'll go Italian job something.
Well, I hope there's not a repeat of that. We'll say that much. But Mishuli, I think, certainly has proven his worth as a driver in his own right this year, and as is Francesconi. So I think we'll definitely be seeing the both of them attack the top end of this top 10. You can have my word on that one.
Look, it's gonna be a very good race so far. I've just been keeping an eye on this quality session. The amount of time I saw Brewer on his last lap get held up on his. He was on a PB. He maybe debatable if he could beat Simic on that last lap, but it was like a parking lot in that final sector. Lots of back markers he had to go through. Yeah, drivers trying to wait for their teammates to get a draft. You know, it's holding everyone up pretty much. It's
all Simicic at the moment, though. Look, he's coming around the final corner. He's got 2 purple sectors, and he's going to go even faster than he has. He does a 1 minute 12.2. That is an improvement. It's only 600, sorry, but that's what he promised us somebody needs. Bob has got the pressure on him now. Look at that last sector, though. 22.1 I've just seen. Look at that last sector. That is open to improvements from other drivers. That is not purple.
Yeah, it's not even a personal best for Simic. He's got probably like another half a tenth in that. You know, well, so far he doesn't need it. He's on pole by a tenth and a half. And we've seen Simic in the last few rounds. He seems to be the better guy on tires. He's towards the end of the stints, he just goes into hammer time mode pretty much, and the fact that he's P1 right now, look goes home from the race.
Well, he certainly has one lap pace as Yannick Timotic, but he also has the race pace to back it up. We know this. And Yannick Bok behind. Oh, right, Kilk! My word, right. You are putting yourself up there today, son. That is a 112.356. That puts him provisionally second. Man, what's got into him? That is a brilliant lap.
He's a fast guy.
Well, we know this, but
Yeah.
he's always been fast. We've always known that he's always been fast, but it's taken him a while to really hit it in Super League. But now it seems like he is.
That's a great lap by Ray Kyogas. I did not expect him. I didn't expect him to be up there today, but who am I to judge? Man, the man's on form, and go for it, boy.
Firmly in the shop window today, and well, definitely proven himself to be a hot commodity. And Red Archer team manager Nikos Evangelidakis will be thinking brilliant things about the Estonian right now. He's doing a great job, and I hope it continues because, well, imagine if he got pole. I mean, I don't think it'll be enough time for a pole lap, but he's as close to pole as he needs to be at the moment. And, well, if the likes of Bok don't overtake them, there might just be a Red Archer on the front row. And looking at the sector so far, well, there's still a minute to go, but it's not looking too likely on this minute. Maybe in the next we'll see some more shuffles around, but as it stands with 51 seconds to go, it's still Simracing. Kilt's coming to the pit lane. He will play no further part in this session, so it's all going to be down to the drivers behind to see if they can get ahead.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Jordan this lap. He's only down in P11. He's on a PB at the moment. This lap coming to the stadium section, carried good speed in there. I feel like he had the back end was stepping out a bit on there, but past Vettel corner. He's coming to the last two corners here. This is a tough one, especially if you turn in too early. You clip the grass and you go one on that anti-cut, but he's taking good speed again. That traffic ahead of him hasn't cost him too much. That puts him to P4.
Good lap from Jordan. He's got another one in his account if he wants it, if he can go faster. But these tyres in qualifying.
I think he'll give his teammate behind him a draft right now.
I was going to say, these tyres in qualifying tend to only last themselves one lap at quali pace before they start overheating. And time is up, so anyone who hasn't started the lap won't be able to finish one now. And that I might include Lawrence Kiersma, because I don't know, he might have been one of the last across the line. He might just get a double draft here if he's careful. He'll have 2 cars to play off, 3 cars to play off even. I don't know, but oh, look at that ahead. The car ahead weaving like mad to try and shake him off. He does not want to be assisting Lawrence Kiersma in the slightest.
This is an insane amount of guys giving their teammates draft on that straight. Oh, Mateus spun in the hex of the hairpin on his lap. But yeah, what was like 3-4 cars trying to give his teammates draft there?
Oh, Bucket very slidey before the hairpin there. That was he's going all out here. He's green in the second sector, Simracing purple in the second. And yeah, and he's off. That's gonna hurt his chances of the lap time there. He's gone off big style.
Look at Bok. Can Bok nick it? He has. He's
nicked it. He has. Bok's got ahead of Simracing. I think pushing a bit too hard on that last lap might have hurt his chances here. But look at Kiersma with the purple second sector. But he's aboard at the lap and he's coming in. Bok has gone to the top of the timesheets, and it's looking like he's going to stay there as Matthew Linek fails to claim pole. Eros Mishuli's not going fast enough. Neither is de Vries. Neither is Heras, who are the only other drivers on the lap. So Yannick Bok at the last possible minute pulls pole position into his perusal by 0.019 of a second. How close you want that to be?
Still a bit of a gap. Get closer. Come on. But yeah, Bok, yeah. Let's see if he can make it a hat-trick then. He's in a great position, Yannick, and he's got his teammate down in P4 who's ahead of, crucially, Adam Maguire.
He is, and that has put him in a very, very good place. And, well, in and amongst all this, it may be Yannick Bok first and Yannick Simracing second, but all the credit in the world where it is due to Wright Kilk. Third in that Red Archer. That is a big win for him in his mind, and that's going to give him a lot of confidence going into this race. Do not count him out for a seriously good result today, because that Red Archer car and driver combo has really started to gel here in Hockenheim, it seems.
Good, looks good for Ray. He's going to be one of the dark horses then for the win today. I think, yeah, it's going to be a great race. This is it's a close to the top guys, predictably, with Jordan up there, he'll be a factor, and Maguire again, P5. If you want to push forward in this race, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, definitely. And this could be really good. Jordan 4th, Maguire 5th, Blinek 6th, Brewer 7th, Mashuli 8th, Kersmack is 8th from Duval in 10th. He's top 10 in qualifying, by the way. Obviously, subject to any penalties drivers may have, so we'll go over it again. We'll give it a glance again in the race, but this could be really, really good. And well, there's some controversy in the game chat we can say about the slipstreaming on the last lap, but well, obviously, it's part of the strategy really at the moment, Sandeep, and they're allowed to do it, so of course they're going to.
Okay. Bok has said delete my quickest lap because I believe I did notice he went wide into turn one, so that's
Yes,
put
that's
Simracing on pole.
it has, I believe. Yeah, you're right. His second fastest is a 0.4, which is going to put him all the way down into
Yes.
third.
Yeah, it'll be third place then. Okay.
So Yannick Bach playing it safe again, valid. With the thingamajigama, but well, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Ray Kilk is P2. And yeah, Evolution 3 and 4.
There you go. It is a front row for the Red Archer. Yes, there you go. Right, that's what you want, son. Well, obviously, drivers will be telling Chris Williamson what laps they do and don't want to delete it. And we're going into warm up now, but going to be interesting to see how this goes then. But Yannick Bach takes the pole position time, which he then decides not to take, meaning it is Yannick Simracing on pole. Oh, that was an interesting qualifying and a half, wasn't it, Sandeep?
Very good quality. Maybe should have done a prediction for pole time. I did think it would be 12.2. It was in the end, and I don't know who's going to win this race. That's something we could talk about later on in the warm up, or just in the start of the race. The strategies. It'll be a 1 or 2 stop race depending on who's feeling aggressive or not. I still feel it would be a 1 stop race, soft and hard strategy with the main ones for the top 10.
Well, here we go then. Warm up, I believe, is going to be ticking over. Well, I think we might be in warm up actually. R52 hasn't updated for me though. Might be that I have to do a quick refresh of this. No, actually, it doesn't seem like it's crashed for me. It's taken a long time to take in a warm up here for me, but we will be in the warm up time sort of frame now. So I think it's probably a good idea, if any, to go over the sort of research and development side of things, as we said, because obviously one of the key features of Super League, if this is your first race watching us, then, well, one of the key features of Super League is just how much these cars can be developed. I mean, we've got the likes of, we've got engines and cars that can all be developed in various different ways. I'm sure Sandeep knows all about that too as a driver here. Obviously, Sandeep, we've got lots of categories like front wing downforce, rear front wing, how it's affected in slipstream and dirty air. The same for the rear wing. The diffuser can be modified in that as well. The chassis can be made lighter. The drag can be reduced. So many variables. And then there's the engines as well.
Yeah, in Super League we have 3 engine manufacturers: Reverton, Valiant, and Quasar. They supply. This is bad for me. They supply the top teams on the grid, and the main upgrades that teams tend to go through this season has been body mass, body drag, and diffuser. And teams going different ways how they want to develop the car. I've noticed Street Fire have gone for body drag and body mass. Well, a lot of teams actually have gone for body drag and body mass. That seems to be the way this year with these cars. Suited them. It has suited them. The Evolution guys, when they've done it, they've had a good run this season. They don't had a little bit diffused, but yeah, I mean, it is a unique system we have here. It's not quite equal cars. In the end, it probably separates. I think the best car to the worst car is probably like 6-7 tenths, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, some of these drivers can still make up that car deficiency to make it up the grid. Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, the R&D side is tough. When I was giving feedback to my manager at the time, Allington, I told him I think we should develop diffuser and mass, just because I felt the car felt more nimbler in the corners. But some teams went for body drag. They probably wanted a little bit more straight line speed and to run just more aero on their car to make up for that, to give themselves more advantages in the corners. But again, it's what the drivers want as a preference to their car.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of preferences there, but there are some areas of the car that seem to be more effective than others. I mean, if you look at them all individually, if you were to reduce the mass of your car, you're going to get loads of individual kind of mini savings because it's kind of an all-around benefit. I mean, less mass equals less weight in the corner, so the tires are a little bit easier, means a bit more speed because the car accelerates a bit quicker. You can be lighter on fuel, and you get sort of lots of mini benefits from it. Whereas if you do something specific, like upgrade the diffuser downforce, the back of the car is going to get a lot more high-end grip, in terms of sort of ground effect sort of downforce, without affecting the overall drag too much. But it's going to change the aero balance of the car, so you have to move your setup around that. Similarly, if you were to do something like front wing dirty air, if you're in the slipstream, your front wing won't lose as much downforce in the slipstream, which might make your car more oversteery in the draft, so you have to change the setup again. So you can do specific things, or you can go for the sort of general upgrades, like chassis drag, which is great for, reducing the amount, helping your top speed and making the car a little bit, lighter on fuel in that sense. But there's so many ways you can go about it. There's no one perfect way, but a lot of teams seem to gravitate towards similar ways, is what we're trying to say.
With the diffuser upgrades, when I've had diffuser in the car, I've ended up taking out rear wing just because I can live with the wing split basically. I can run, it gives me more straight line speed in the corners, and I've got the rear diffuser to help me in the. I can run more straight line speed, obviously on the straights, and then the rear, it won't kick out in the mid corner like it has earlier this year. Some guys just went for body mass and body drag, so body mass, as you said, it helps massively with the tire wear, which is a key thing here, because the thermal leg is the one you have to look out for with these tires this year and last year as well. Body drag, yeah, that's gonna be a key thing this round, because you got a long run to turn 4 hairpin and into the Mercedes stand as well. That's another one where the body drag factors in. That'll be a key thing for Spa and Monza, especially with the run on Camel straight, and Monza is pretty much 1-1 wings, isn't it? Pretty much.
Minimum downforce possible.
Yeah, if you can get good body drag there, then you can run a little bit extra wing to help you through the second sector. We can talk about that when we get down there, but that's what teams have tried to develop for this part of the year, where it's more straight line speed.
Indeed, and obviously when we get to those races, we'll see just how little wing guys are running, but that's why the upgrades are so important. So these upgrades can help you set up. Obviously, it kind of demands a certain setup direction. Obviously it's different between drivers sometimes anyway, but different setups require different upgrades, and one team setup might not work on another team's. That's how different the cars can perform in certain circumstances. But in terms of pace, well, we know Superleague Lights has about half the development rate of Superleague, and we have people saying that the cars are around 2 to 10, 4 tenths between the top and the bottom. In Superleague, it's kind of, I'd say with the cars, there's definitely at least a second in it, but the driver can make that up as well. That's why we get such close grades, because the cars might be different, but the driver skill can make that up as well.
Yeah, I mean, to come back to the different cars as well, you look at Red Archer, we've got a bit of everything. Diffuser, body mass, body drag, and you compare it to Evolution, we've gone for body mass and body drag, and it's still got similar lap times in the end. It was like 400-500ths in the end, it's nothing. Even in the end, it's all, whatever way they've gone with R&D direction, is still pretty much showing up as equal cars.
I mean, this is what's always fascinated me about Superleague ever since I came into GPVWC, all the way back in 2013. It feels like an eon ago now, but I've been doing, in and around the community for about 7-8 years now. I've been commentating on Superleague for about 4 or 5 intermittently, and it's always fascinated as just how much the development of the cars alters the lap times. I mean, start with the base car, the base sort of zero level car that teams get given at the start of the season to develop can be somewhere up to 5-6 seconds off the pace of the final cars at the end. And I'm usually about 5 or 6 seconds off the top drivers in here anyway. So you add that on, if I was in a base car against these top level drivers and top cars, I would be slower than probably Formula Challenge drivers around the same circuit.
Yeah, I think back then it was like 4 or 5 seconds, but now these days, because I remember 2014 when I joined the league, it used to be a massive between the top team and the bottom team. Now it's a lot closer in terms of R&D wise. So I mean, like the car you get at the start of the year is probably turned out to be like a second and a half slower than the car they have in Brazil. It's not quite as big anymore, but still, you still know it's a difference between what you run in Australia compared to Brazil.
And it's obviously, that means it's obviously worth it to invest in upgrades. I mean, we've seen teams in the past stop upgrades halfway in the season. Red Archer, most notoriously, doing a few upgrade packages and then saying, right, that's it, no more upgrades for the rest of the year now. And then you see how much they fall down the order because the car just can't keep up. Just like in actual Formula One. I mean, obviously, I would wager, in fact, this is pretty much the closest you'll get to an actual Formula One development sort of technical side of it than anything else. I mean, you've got the obviously official esports teams and all that, but if you want the most authentic experience, Superleague's your one.
Yeah, it's as close as probably you get to F1 in terms of what it's in full-on comparison. Yeah, the esports are all equal cars, but here they're not quite equal cars. They still somehow have equal performance on track with how they've developed the cars and the drivers behind it. With the drivers behind the wheel. And yeah, we've got a minute to go for the warm-up finishes. The guys making the final preps for the race, and yeah, I'm looking. This is gonna be a great race. This is gonna be a fascinating race.
Just before we end warm up, for you, Sandeep, is it an important session as a driver? Like, how important is it? Obviously, I know you said they'll be making final preps, but what's going through your head as the second stick down in warm up?
As soon as qualifying finishes, I want to get straight into warm up because I want to go because you want to get used to the car. The car that you've driven in qualifying is light, it's nimble. When you get to obviously the race, once the fuel gets in, it's heavy. You can't brake as late. You know, you feel sluggish, and you got 10 minutes to get back used to what you've been practicing beforehand. All the race prep you've done all this week, you have to get back into the groove quick as possible. Some drivers take a little bit longer to get back used to the car. Other guys can adapt to it straight away. This is you've got 10 minutes. You know, especially if you didn't qualify in the top 10, you might be thinking, should I go on the alternate strategy? Like there's been several times where you've seen drivers, you know, who's like, okay, I didn't get the top 10. Should I try something different to get me up the order in the later part of the race? Maybe I'll become a factor. Maybe they're gonna. I expect some guys this round to start on mediums or hard tires and put on the softs right at the end to push the guys who started in the softs in the top 10. That's something you would discuss with your engineer, and also, well, we might stick to your main strategy of starting on the soft tires. But yeah, I mean, you could make a last minute strategy change, or you just stick to your plan. But that's what you go through in warm up. It's the very important 10 minutes phase of your race prep, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, very important as our Factor Man makes that infamous announcement once more for the race to get underway, and I am certainly looking forward to this one. I mean, we're halfway through the season. This is where it really starts to kick in a high gear, does Super League. I mean, at this point, we are looking to crown a champion with 8 races to go, and it's very, very tough at the top of the standings at the moment as we tick down the seconds towards 67 laps of Hockenheimring action, and it should be clear all the way despite the clouds forming over the Hockenheimring. We're expecting a fully dry race here, so 67 laps of racing and strategic calls as the drivers make their way to the grids, and this could be an interesting one for sure. So then, on pole position here at the Hockenheimring will be Yerny Simracing, having qualified second, but being given pole by Yannick Bock, who chose to take a second fastest lap, which dropped him 2 places and puts him right in front of his teammate Dennis Jordan. More crucially, though, it promotes Wright Kilt into second. What's he going to be thinking off the start, Sandy? Do you think the nerves are going to get to him and going into turn 1?
Rate's an experienced racer. You'll try not to cause any incidents, and you try to keep his position. If he's got a chance to gain P1, he'd probably go for it. But Rate's a racer. We all are.
Of course, so Adam Maguire as well, back in P5, former championship leader. He's got to be thinking of mounting a charge for the lead here, but he knows he's got to beat Yannick Bock this time around. Otherwise, the gap's just going to get bigger for him.
Crucial for him at the start. He's got to split. He's got to get ahead of Jordan. He can't afford to let Jordan back him up into the pack and let Bock deal with the top with Rate, Kilke and Simicic. That's the crucial thing for Maguire on this first lap.
It's going to be an interesting one for him for sure. We've got the 2 goal speeds of Mashuli and Francis Cerrone in 8th and 14th. They'll be hoping for a good start too. Lauren Kiersbeck is in 9th as well. Lauren always a driver who gets the most out of that car in the race. Definitely a capable driver. Top 5 on the cards for him, perhaps, Andy?
Sorry, but yeah, possibly. Yeah, I've noticed I noticed Kiersbeck. He's a very good qualifier. He's a very good racer. Let's see how he does. And again, the opening 10 laps is going to be crucial for all these guys in the top 10. They don't want to lose positions to the guys in, let's say, 11th to 15th. Because if you go back to Matthias Moose, he's the first guy. He started on mediums.
Indeed, a bit of a shocking session for Abruzzi as well. 17th and 27th for those 2 cars. For Golby and Ragusa, they'll need a good start if they want to get anywhere near the top 10 in this race, you've got to think, as the cars come round in the hairpin. The back's up marker's just coming through now. So, while there's some time, Sandeep, I'm going to ask you for your top 3 for this race.
Okay, I'm going to go for... Start of the race, I thought it would be... I'm going to go with Box, Simicic, Rate.
As your top 3? In that order too. Wow, that's a bit daring. I think this race, it's going to be, I don't know. You know what, I'm going to go for Box, Simicic, and then Maguire. I just have a feeling that P5 is going to work well for Adam Maguire here. Well, we'll find out very soon though. Tom Parker lines up at the back of the grid with Giuseppe Ragusa. The cars are on the grid, everyone's in position, and we now wait for the 5 lights to light up and extinguish so we can get racing here in Germany. Thoughts will be racing to the drivers' heads as we pass the halfway mark of the season. Race 9 out of 16 beckons us as the lights illuminate here in Hockenheim. 4, 5, pause, go! Brilliant start from Simicic, exactly what he needed off the start there. Kilt's already under attack from Bottas to come through turn 1. Jordan's there too, as is Maguire. The top 5 are certainly through cleanly, and it seems like everyone else is too as they head towards the next turn. Simicic has got the start he needed by the looks of it. Kilt, Bok, Jordan, Maguire, your top 5 at the end of the first of the straights. There's cars attacking each other left, right and centre, but very composed so far. That's exactly what we wanted to see, Sandy.
Yeah, good start. Box going for P2, by the way, onto Rate into the hairpin. Does he make the move stick? Yes, he does. And does Maguire split? Does Maguire make it past Jordan? Yes, he does.
Contact! Contact behind! That sounds substantial! There's cars coming around at the hairpin! I see a red arrow off there, and I see a Cosmo YGF1. Michael Francesconi is Sam rear wing. There seems to have been a big incident at the hairpin there. And I see a couple of cars out of position. Sven de Vries in the Cosmo is without his rear wing. Francesconi's gone off again. Rualt has lost his front wing. And that is quite a significant melee that's got on there. Unfortunately, I don't have replays enabled, so I can't go back to see what happens. So it falls to you, Sandeep, to interpret that incident for us.
Let's have a quick look. It looks like... Oh, what's happened? Oh, it's the green stripes that's caused it. It's the green stripes. It's Lucchini. He's gone into the back of Sven de Vries, he's ended up being like a bowling ball straight into the pack. So... the green stripes and Lucchini's caused that whole kerfuffle in the hairpin.
Well, Lucchini stands P16 as it is, but while I'm sure that the race direction will be looking at that one with intense eyes emojis going on there, but well, there'll be drivers reporting in anyway. I think David Fidix in the pit, he must have sustained damage, as did Rualt. Francesconi, De Vries is out already on lap 1, and I can tell you right now, he will not be a happy bunny, will Sven De Vries, if he's got out this early in the race. Francesconi is in, Rualt in, Fidix in, and the last car not to pit is Alex Cooper in 24. So that's 4 cars damaged, 1 car out, and Lucchini still in P16, who seems to have miraculously got away without too much damage.
And somehow, how on earth has he not lost his front wing there? That was a really hard hit into the back of Sven de Vries. I saw Dowie Tapper when he hit the back of Quinn yesterday. He lost his front wing. Oh, there's some tough front wings on that green stripe, that's for sure.
What are they made out of? Flex base?
No way. Oh, I'd love to know that. But yeah, Simicic, he's got out. Oh, he didn't quite get out DRS range. Oh, there's a back marker though between Bok and Simicic here. Oh, okay. Oh, Francesconi did go wide into turn 3. Okay, let's go back, Monkey. I was worried he's going to take the apex line and put himself between...
Oh, dear, we may have just seen a car go off there. I don't know who it was, but someone took one of the corners a little bit vigorously there, coming through in the top 7. And, well, it looks to me like they're going to have to give that place back because that was clear. Advantage gives this little car. Oh, but surely, my words! He got very close to an accident there. Someone swerved back right in front of him. Who is it?
It was his teammate, Francesconi, who's been lapped. He almost took out Eros. That would have been a disaster for
That would have been absolutely... That was so close there. Oh, man. You got me out racing in this lap too, Michael. Jesus. Well, that's going to be interesting for Francesconi. He's going to be thinking at the moment. Oh, he's off again. Yep, that obviously more damage to the car than he would have liked after that incident there. Rualt is
He's
26.
parked it.
Yeah, he's parked it. He's out. Francesconi gone after that first lap incident. And Sven de Vries apparently laughing his head off at that incident. Whether it's in irony or anger, we don't know. But, well, obviously he sees the funny side.
Oh, Sven. I mean, he retired the last race because he had so much damage to his car because of cars hitting him, and he's retired again.
I mean, we love Sven, we really do, but he just doesn't
sorry.
have luck.
Sorry, free wide coming into the hairpin.
Right you are, Sandeep. There is a melee going into the hairpin here. Jordan fighting Maguire, Maguire fighting Kilk. It's Kilk who gets the best out of all of them. He comes out with P3, Maguire P4, Jordan P5, Brewer P6, right on the heels of the German.
And Maguire goes for it into the Mercedes stadium. Yeah, Maguire makes the move, crucial move. Jordan's made it fast. Has Jordan made it fast? No, not quite.
Oh, no, he hasn't. Kilk does a bit of crafty defending there. Nicely done from him. Jordan is defending from Brewer, who will be livid. He can't get through here. Keersmackers is lapping it up, though. He's in P7 and gaining by the looks of it. But Kilk and Maguire battling over the final step of the podium. Maguire currently holds it, which makes the current top 3 Simracing Bok Maguire.
Now, Bok and Simracing crucially have a 1.1 second gap to P3 now. Let's keep an eye on Maguire for you to be able to close that gap up to the top 3 guys. You wouldn't want them to get away. Top 2, should I say, not top 3.
Well, this could be interesting for the rest of the race if these continue to battle. I mean, we've already had more action on the first 3 laps of the race, and you could shake a stick at, and unfortunately the stick you're going to have to shake is going to be getting a bit bigger with the amount of action we're expecting, as we're now seeing battles brew up for the top 7, as we see Mleinek and Devar getting close to the likes of Keersmackers as well, and Bashuni. It's all starting to become a bit of a trade here, and everyone's going for the positions.
Yeah, people trying to make the moves early, while some drivers trying to get used to what they got underneath them for this race, and it's probably the best time to do some overtaking actually, before the tyre wear sets in, you know, before drivers get used to what they got underneath them.
Well, I mean, any time's a good time to go for an opportunity if the opportunity presents itself. It's when you go for opportunities that aren't there that problems occur. But for all these drivers, the opportunities are there and they're going for them. And that's why we're seeing such great racing in these opening stages of the race. And it's great to see that. It really is. I mean, it's been really good. Some of the best laps we've seen all year in terms of opening laps, in terms of action-packed. But yeah, Simracing's starting to pull away here at the front. He is now starting to command a bit of a lead from Bok here, but remember, it's lap 5. These guys are, well, 5 down. We're on lap 6. They're gonna have the DRS.
Yeah, DRS opens on lap 3. This Maguire has now crawled the gap back. Now he's in DRS of Yannick Bok, which is crucial for him. So he hasn't let the top 2 guys get away. And yeah, Bok, you know, he's probably just sitting behind Simracing, seeing what he can do lap time wise, see if he can match it. We'll expect him to sit behind Simracing, to be honest.
Well, I mean, Bok is closing up a little bit as it stands. Possibly the DRS helping him there. I mean, look how close he is on the braking. He's definitely got that car banged to rights under braking here, but ultimately, Simracing is pulling the lead out somewhere else, and that is what's keeping Bok further behind than he is wanting to be at the moment. Maguire doing a good job of keeping on the tail of those 2 mind, as is Kilk, as is Jordan, as is Brewer. As you see, the trains are starting to form. No one I really say is threatening to pull out a DRS range at the moment in that top 13, top 12 sort of area. I think Gobi's out of DRS range, as is Maguire. But then cars behind us starting to get it back into the range where they can crack the rear flap open as well. So interesting to see how this develops, because as soon as you lose DRS, you lose a lot of straight line speed.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Panzer and Matthias Moose's progress in, say, lap 20 onwards, because they're both on medium tyres and they're hanging on to these soft tyres pretty well, I'd say.
Definitely holding on nicely to those tyres at the moment. Of course, strategy-wise, we're thinking... What are we thinking strategy-wise? You might know this, Sandeep.
Yeah, I mean, it's either a one-stop, two-stop race. The guys coming in for two stops, I expect them in about lap 18 and put on mediums, and if they're going to go on a one-stop strategy, I expect them in around lap 22 to 26 to put on the hard tyres. The hard tyres, yeah, they should last. Yeah, the hard tyres will make it to the end, no problem. But two-stop theoretically is quicker, but you have to do a lot of overtaking to make it work.
Yeah, overtaking, of course, around Hockenheim. Well, you're best off on the straights, obviously, as you always are. But where do you think, if anyone was going to mount an overtake, it would be? Personally, I think a lunge into turns 2 or 4 could work. Those are both tight corners, and there's plenty of room to go for it.
Say turn 2. I think the hairpins is easily the best place to overtake because you got the long DRS, and actually into the Mercedes corner as well. That's another good place to overtake, and yeah, those will be the two main corners for our action today, pretty much.
Well, we'll be keeping eyes on those overseas. Here comes Bok now on Simracing. Look at the overspeed he's got, but then he brakes. That's the problem. It's all right having the overspeed, but what if you have to brake?
I feel like Bok lifted off towards the end of that. They didn't quite fancy making the move on Simracing there.
Yeah, patience is his friend, it seems, at the moment. He's putting the pressure on Simracing, but not actually going for the overtake, mainly because he probably doesn't think he can. And to be honest, if you don't think you can go for the overtake, you shouldn't be going for the overtake. To do so would be unwise.
Yeah, for sure. He probably doesn't want to... You know, we saw what happened when Ray and Maguire were battling away. They ended up losing time to the guys ahead of them, and we were just going to be slowing each other up. And I'll tell you what, Maguire is looking... He's looking a bit more racy, isn't he, than Bok goes wide on the exit. Maguire's looking racy. I reckon he's going to try and break the rhythm of Bok and Simracing.
Yeah, this could be interesting. We'll be bunching up now, boys. We got cars getting very close. A nice DRS train forming. Look how close Bok is to Maguire here, and Maguire is to the back of this train. Simracing is going to be defenseless here. Adam Maguire might just get the double DRS here. He's going to get the DRS off Maguire, get the slipstream, but he can't catch up.
Maguire tops out quicker than Bok.
That'll be gearing then.
Yeah, Maguire doesn't have as long as gearing as Yannick Bok.
Well, that might be a bit of a...
That's interesting.
That might be a bit of a fatal setup change there, or a setup requirement for the car. If he's topping out and he can't make most of the draft in the slipstream, that's not very good. I mean, when I'm setting up cars, I always try and make the last gear optimized for maximum draft and slipstream. So that is as fast as the car will go. I don't gear it for anything else. Acceleration might be compromised, but you want to have that top speed.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, Maguire with it's not by much. It's probably like one click less, but it made a difference towards the end of the straight there. Bok pulled away from him there.
Yeah, possibly differences in the final gear, final drive, or anything really. But you know, Maguire, as it stands, are not going to be able to take much of an advantage into the DRS area. So maybe he's got to try and find the time somewhere else. And well,
he's looking closer here though. Now, will he go for a move into the hairpin?
I'm not sure. Yep, he's topping out already. 323, but here comes Bok on Simracing again. Breaks a bit because he has to...
Oh, Jordan's getting defensive against Brewer.
Oh, yes, Brewer here. Brewer here is going to have an interesting one for sure. As he comes round now, as Dennis Jordan does a good bit of defending. Brewer can't make any moves happen here. Keersmack is his 7th behind him, rubbing his hand at the thought of P6 for sure. But of course, his teammate is behind him, Martin Reineck, are going to try and play rear gunner and attack Keersmack as a bait. He's in P8, hoping to catch up to P7. And Brewer obviously doing defending, Jordan doing defending. We got a lovely train forming in the top 4 here. You can count Jordan perhaps as an outlier in that top 5.
It's a top 12 train.
It
They're
is.
all in DRS train of each other.
It is very much a Yanni train at the moment, and for him, that's the best kind of train. Number 66, leading the race after 10 laps. We're on lap 11, and he's showing no signs of stopping. Gotta be said though, Yannick Bok, if anyone is going to take the challenge to Simicic, it's the reigning champion and championship leader. And Maguire, well, yep, he's topping out at 323 kilometers an hour. Bok is hitting 324, and he didn't even have that strong of a draft. And he had revs left.
Sorry, looking back, P7. What's happening here? He's making De Vries going side by side on the acceleration hairpin.
I think Lauren might have got time, and here comes Miner.
There's Mulek making on the outside. Oh, he gets shoved a little bit pushed onto the curb. That's still fair racing, but that's back. That's put Masuli on the back of Milanek.
That sent Concertina effect right down the grade there. Mlinek got held up, and he bought Masuli, he bought Panzer, he bought Moose, and now they're all fighting with each other. That's just what it can do sometimes, you know. You have one mistake, and all of a sudden 5 cars are fighting you. They're biting at your ankles. They all want that place that you want as well.
Yeah, that's what happens in this league. One little mistake and the pack is on you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't let up for a second if you're in a battle with anyone here. That's how close it is in Super League. Maguire definitely going for that P1 as it stands, but obviously gearing issues might cost him a bit of time. Kelker's obviously pushing on too, as is Jordan. And Yannick Bok and Yannick Simicic both gunning for each other here too. Will Bok finally go for it? No, he won't.
I thought Brewer would have a run. Oh, Jordan locked up in the back there. He taps the back of rate there. No harm done, but Brewer and Jordan looking a bit looking to move forward in this train. In this, I'm gonna start calling it train carriage at this rate. How big this DRS. Oh, Mateus Moose has passed Panzer as well. I've noticed there.
Yeah, Mateus Moose has gotten past Robin Panzer there in the other Burst Basilia. Of course, his teammates are leading the race, but Panzer is currently P12 and trying to make ground up. Moose is up into P11 and he's having a good race here too. Eros Shirley in your top 10 for go speed as well. After his teammate Michael Francesconi retired, he is now the sole go speed in the race, hoping to make good time up. But he's obviously still going for Simicic, who's now going defensive on the straights even. That's how much he wants to try and keep the distance that he's got. He is definitely doing a good job of that. Maguire chasing, Kilk chasing Jordan, and Brewer in there as well in the top 6, really. Then it kind of tails off a bit of Kiersmakers, but Duval is pushing hard here. This could be a battle for 7th.
Yeah, well, Kiersmaker's got DRS going in front, but does Duval have enough straight on? He does, you know. Duval's got a run on him. Here we go. He's going to run outside the hairpin, surely.
Oh, he's going to push hard here. Oh, he barrels it down the outside, but there's not enough room on the track. Then we got a good enough exit.
Not quite.
Yep, he's not quite done it. That is Kiersmakers back there into P7, but that was a brave run from Duval there. And if he'd made that stick, that would have been genius.
Not quite enough purchase around the outside by Duval, but he'll probably go again in the next lap. Panzer made it back past Mateus Moose, and if I was these medium guys, I'll just go order.
Look how close it is now at the front. Sorry to interrupt you, Sandeep, but these 3 are bunched together so closely. You can barely throw a sheet over them, and they all go through at the same time. I mean, out of the hairpin there, I've not seen 3 cars as close as that in the top 3 of a Super League race in ages, but that just goes to show how close it can be at this stage of the season with these cars. And if Bok was ever going to make a move on Simicic, now's the time, surely. But then again, he gets a bit of time there, and that might be enough to hold him off again.
Yeah, Yannick gets a much better run than Yannick outside on the exit of turn 3 and 4. That gives him a few car lengths to give him no.
Maguire!
Oh, he's going to back of him.
Oh my word! He takes advantage of contact between Bok and Simicic and throws himself into P2. That is opportunism gone mad, and now he's charging for the lead of the race. Contact with Simicic.
He's got caught on the curb. Yeah, he's lost position to Bok again.
And now Bok has got the position back. Now he's going to do the hard work all over again, but he might have unsettled Bok a little bit there, knowing that he can take the position.
Simicic went wide into the entry to the stadium section. That's put Bok right on his gearbox.
I was going to say that was a brilliant move from Maguire, but he didn't make it stick at the end of the day, and that's the thing, you got to make these moves stick. It's all right, Hoyen walking on the inside of the reigning champion, but if he can't hold the place, what does it mean? Nothing. He'll have to try that again next lap, but Buck's going to be wise to his tactics now, and that's the problem. As soon as you go for an overtaking move, your opponent's aware of it.
What do you do if you're somewhere in the train? Do you maybe pit now, switch your two-stop, and try and get an undercut on these guys?
It's a valid strategy.
Especially if they're battling away like this, they're costing each other time. The last lap was a higher 17-7 by Simracing in the end. That's
Jordan and Brewer. Brewer got the overdraft on Jordan there, and Jordan breaks later to cancel it out and gets the inside of the hairpin. Bit of wheel bang in between the two, but Brewer gets the better exit. He might have the place come the next corner here. This could get very spicy very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Get your pints of milk at the ready, because this is hotter than a bottle of hot pepper Tabasco at the moment, I'm telling you that much. Jordan does lead out to Brewer. He goes into P5. Kilk is P4 from Maguire P3. Bob P2. Yerny Simic's leading. And between the top 6, there is just 2 seconds.
This is brilliant. This is lovely. I like this. The top 13, by the way, separated by 4.8 seconds. This is the closest I've ever seen the Super League grid this season or ever.
Oh, this is just brilliant. I mean, we're only 22% of the race here, right? We're 22% of the race in, and we're already having battles like this for such highbrow positions. I mean, if this is what it's like now, are we going to have to commentate on this for like 50 more laps? I don't think I'll be able to do that for 50 laps. We might need to draft some extra commentators in. Here comes Bock again, though, and this time he's on the outside of Simicic, but unfortunately that doesn't work out for him either, so he'll slow down here, try and get the drive out of the corner, but Simicic has already got him covered. Goran Kiersmack Jordan's made a mistake, I think. Dennis Jordan's done a
yellow flag? Yeah, there was a yellow flag popped up there. It must have been Jordan.
Well, he's just wiggled himself a bit there. I don't think he's happy about something. Liam Duvall under pressure from Linek, who's under pressure from Mashuli. And Panzar going around the outside of the Italian here. There's contact between the two. They lock wheels and Mashuli goes down. And then Panzar rejoins. This is getting a bit argy-bargy now. Mashuli gets through just on the limits of track adhesion there, I'd say. And Panzar back down to P11. But this cannot be helping anyone's tyre wear. Can it possibly be doing that, Sandy?
This is not helping anyone's tyre. Just come back to Jordan, why he got into a spin of the hairpin. He got a little tap from Liam Dewall, and but Liam's let him back by. He's 7th and 8th. Jordan gets a bit of a tank slap on the exit of turn 1. But yeah, that's what happened back then. And we're coming up to the pit window. That's actually funny enough. This is going to be... Who's going to roll the dice, go for the undercut, you reckon?
I have no idea. At this point, you may as well roll a dice, give us a number, and ask us to generate a random sequence based on that. I have no idea. Honestly, at this point, anything goes, I feel. Yanni Simicic, though, certainly the leader from Bach, from Maguire, from Kilt, from Brewer's your top 5. They are jumping around like jacks in a box, and as well as Jeffrey Pony rightly points out, they're making moves today. They ain't waiting for the last 5 laps. They're going for it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do we see them just sitting behind each other, just, you know, formation 1, 2, 3, 4, and no one really being the aggressor? No, it's not happening today. People want to go into the summer break on a high, and I like this a lot. This is what we needed today.
Can we have more races like this, please? I'd love the last 7 races to be just like this. Can we do the last 7 races at Hockenheim even?
Yes, please.
So far, it's impressive, it really is. And Yanni Simicic impressing us all with his lead, which is remaining at a solid half second for quite some time now. You got to think that the likes of Kilk are going to go for the undercut. Maybe Brewer, maybe Kiersmack are really going to try and get some sort of strategical overhaul here. We got 50 laps to go in this race.
Yeah, 50 laps to go, and I remember when you asked me who my top 3 would be. I ain't got a clue now. I got
Oh, here comes Jordan. Jordan, is it dead? It's time. He's going to ram it round the outside of Kiersmack. There he goes. Dive bomb complete, but then Kiersmack says, nope, you ain't getting away with that, and just takes the position straight back.
Yeah, good driving by Kiersmack. He's got to go defensive to the left to block Jordan. He's left on
here he comes again.
Yeah, he left himself open to that. That's poor judgment there by Kiersmack.
Oh, yes. I tell you this, Dennis Jordan might, if Keersmakers was about in the 30s, he'd be giving him World War II flashbacks right about now, because that was a dive bomb and a half. Jordan blitzes his way into P6.
Yeah, I don't know why Keersmaker left the door wide open. Jordan was always going to make that move up the inside.
Well, that was a brilliant move by Jordan, throwing it down the inside. Just brilliant stuff, really. It's what we expect. Brewer really going hard as well at the moment. Pushing on Kilk. We see Mlynick in the pits. Matching Mlynick is the first of the pitters. He thinks it's undercut time. Gonna get some new tyres on that car. What's he gonna go for? He's going for the hard. Now,
okay.
will that take him to the end of the race, or will he pit again, Sandy?
You can't make it to the end. You might have to spend at some point protecting the front. I think it's the front tyres that are limited for people here, not the rears. But at least that was with me. But it might change.
Oh, Keersmakers has been attacked again. This time by Duvall, who rolls it into P7 for car 7. Liam Duvall, we call him Liam the Brick Wall, and he's going to be a brick wall now for Lauren Keersmakers, who's lost 2 positions in 2 laps.
Yeah, Lauren, I wonder if he's struggling a bit with his tyres at this stage. But yeah, Milinex opened the window. I wonder if people are going to respond to the to his undercut attempt. Yeah,
it seems if these cars come in, that might be the case. We'll see if they do. I'm watching Simracing, I'm watching Bach, I'm watching Maguire. Are any of these 3 coming in? The answers are no, no, and no. No to Kilk, no to Brewer, no to Jordan. Duvall, though, is in. So the window is open, and Duvall, like a breath of fresh air, rushes right into the pit lane.
What is he? Let's see what he puts on. Is it mediums? Does he go for the hards?
Well, this could be a key.
On the hards.
I would not bet against it at this point. Hard it is, so possibly to the end of the race again for Duvall. And he will drop down into the lower echelons of the top 20 now, but he'll be good to the end of the race on those tyres, because you've got to look after them, mind.
And here comes Milinek now on his warm, hard tyres. He's going to have a run on Liam here. Here we go.
Here we go.
Milinek's, he's had a lap to get his hards up to temperature.
I'm looking at the hairpin. Sorry, Brewer just made contact with Kilk, and he's gone down the inside here. If he gets through, Kilk won't be happy, but he's not being given too much room to maneuver here. Brewer does go through. Is he going to brake late? Yes, he is going to brake late, but Kilk it's later, and it's White Kilk who retains fourth. Look who's behind them, though. Jordan almost. Oh, Jordan! He's getting right tangled in this now. This is not what Dennis Jordan wants. He's getting in contact with Brewer. This could end in tears, and it almost does. How he kept that car under control, I do not know.
And just to go back to Milinek, he did make it past Liam on the run to the hairpin, just DRS overtake. But will we get more drivers in this lap? And no, Simicic and Bot carry on. But who's that in? Maguire's in.
This is crucial for Adam Maguire too. His teammate just came in, just put hard tyres on. I assume he'll be doing the same as he comes into the pits, and it is hard for Maguire. I saw that coming, but it seems to be the strategy, softs and hards. Although there are some cars in the mediums, mind. They started on the mediums, they might go medium hard or medium medium. We'll have to see what they do. But the soft runners are definitely going for it now.
For sure, and looks like the hard tyres are working, because last lap, Liam Duvall did set a purple final sector, so I think the guys that are staying out on trying to do an overcut on softs, it isn't quite working for them. They might look when they come out of pit lane while they ended up behind whoever they weren't racing, basically.
This is just turning out to be a brilliant race so far. This, I mean, 30% of the way in, we've got cars left, right and centre, dogfighting for positions here. We've got pit stops happening that are going to change the order and put new cars on tyres that will have to last them to the end of the race. I mean, it's the best third of the race I've seen in 2019 for sure.
I'll tell you what though, it's 2020. I'll tell you what, Simicic he's picked the pace up, and Yannick has gone with him. Them two are starting to put the EVs in.
Kilk is in as well in the Red Archer, so he's decided that 20 more laps is enough on those softs, and he's going to call it a time for now. He's going to come in, I assume hards for him too. Hards it is.
Another thing, Maguire has come out in traffic. He's got 2 guys ahead of him. Despite having fresher tyres, this is still going to cost him, especially to Bok and Simicic, who are saying still PBs on 20 lap old softs.
So perhaps the overcut is the technique then. Maybe it's not the undercut.
Seems that way. Seems that way. As Ray just came out ahead of Milinek, and now below Milinek has DRS. This should be an easy move. There you go, and that's it. Ray has lost the position.
Jordan and Brewer in the meantime are battling, and Jordan looking Brewer on the outside. Here we go, Neil. No, he doesn't know. I thought that was going to be taking the speed through there, but he doesn't get it. Jordan holds position. Kiersback is his eye in this up now. He's going to be interesting to see if he can get through. No, he won't, but Mashuley's 6th, and he'll be eyeing up potentially 5th as well. These battles are not over, and now it's the battle for 3rd that's interesting. As in comes Brewer.
They've cost. I tell you what, all this battling has cost themselves time. I'm not going to be surprised if they end up like 2-3 seconds behind Maguire when they come into the pits.
This might have been a masterstroke from Maguire in terms of strategy here, but let's see what Brewer does for tyres. We're assuming hards again as he stops in his box. Yep, it's the white walls. That's hard tyres for you.
One stop seems to be the way, and despite the old tyres by Yannick and Simracing, they were still 2 tenths quicker than Maguire.
Yeah, definitely what they want at the moment, and obviously showing that the overcut's what they want at the moment. Mind you, Eros Mashuli is being on those soft tyres for 22 laps now. I assume he'll be coming in from P5 soon, and which case he's probably timed this brilliantly because the overcut's working for him.
And another thing to keep an eye on. Remember I mentioned Panzer and Mateus. They haven't lost any time to these soft guys. They're going to be a factor in the last 20 laps, especially when they put on the new hard tyres.
Yeah, they will be a factor, and certainly a factor we need to keep our eyes on as Jordan gets a bit over slidey there to the hairpin. Careful, Dennis.
Is Dennis pushing hard because he's going to pit? No, he's not. Okay.
Maybe
he's
you
going
could
to that lap.
consider.
But Buck and Simracing again, PBs on the last lap. They're making this overcut work. Maybe that's why they were slow at the start of the stint. They were protecting their tyres for this.
Gobi in from P8 starting on the mediums, so this will be hards for him. One more stop for Gobi, well, one stop made for Gobi in the entire race, and this is, well, all these 1-stop, 2-stop strategies is a stark change to the likes of 2016 where we had 5 and 6 stop strategies, I'll tell you that, but great to see if it's going to work out for Gobi here. He exits 20th. Oh, now look at this as well. We got battle for P8. Maguire going to try and dive on Zabala. Sixter looking at this with intent as well. Probably a Sixter causing that mad cape. They want to go jump for them as well in P10.
It's now cleared all the traffic. He's made it out now, and he's got some clear air. He needs to do some purple laps right now. Otherwise, he's going to end up way behind Simracing and Yannick.
Yeah, DJ really needs to get his move on here at the moment.
Okay,
Locked in though, and will Jordan follow him? He's not going to follow him. I'd be surprised if he did. Yannick is in though. That's going to give Simracing a bit of free air, and he'll have to come in next lap, surely. Unless he can get some more life out of those tyres. It's Kiersback as Mashuli in. They're all diving in now. So Mashuli's come in. He's gone for hards. Kiersback has gone for hards. Box gone for hards. Very, very hard tyres going on these cars now.
Where's Maguire?
And Maguire's P10.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be close. Maguire's gonna run on him.
He's got out behind Bach, that much is for sure. And it's looking like Kilk's 13th, Tavol 14th, Kiersback is 17th, and then Mashuli is 18th. So
here we go. Maguire's going for the hairpin. Box gone defensive, right? Can Maguire make it around the outside with his? He's got warmer tyres, to be fair. Oh, he didn't really go as aggressive as I thought he would, but he gets to switch back and no, gets wheel spin on the exit. Maguire, I thought he would have gone more aggressive around the outside, but no. Although, will he go for it into the Mercedes corner? Oh, Box gone wide.
Oh, Yannick, no, that's not what you want. He's going to give Maguire a chance here. But here comes Bach down the inside. Will he give him the chance? He's going to give him the bare minimum of space. And then sliding into the corner, but Maguire's got the overspeed ultimately. But what about the hairpin? Simracing pitch from the lead. We'll keep an eye on him. But it looks like Maguire's got it sorted into P9.
Crucial move there for Maguire. Yeah, I thought the move was lost, but Bach made the crucial mistake, and that's allowed his rival through.
Jordan in as well, by the way. He'll be going for hard tyres. Well, he's not finished well. He was a slight delay there. I think he came in a bit early or didn't schedule the pit stop. But Jordan comes out P16. But, wow, that move by Adam Maguire for P8 is effectively the sort of net race lead. Because that is, well, what he wanted. And Bach was already leading. And I can tell you this, Yanni Simracing is not... Well, Yanni Simracing I beg your pardon, actually, that's not race lead. He's come out ahead of both of them.
He's had a great in lap. He's put a 2-second gap out to Maguire and Bok. All that battling on the previous lap has that allowed Simracing to run away with the race?
Possibly, but you've got to remember he's stuck behind Sixter and Zapala now. We're both got to pit, and if Tom Parker doesn't hold Maguire and Bok up, then that is going to mean that Simracing is going to be right threatened by them, because he won't be able to get past the likes of Sixter and Zapala without some significant pace advantages. Tom Parker is the real cork in the bottle at the moment that Yanni Simracing needs to hope as he shakes the bottle that Parker does not pop out.
Simracing he's got Sixter and Zapala to get in front of as well. It's going to be a tough race. Someone's gone. Oh, okay. Red Archer in the pits. Mateus is in the pits.
Moose is in the pit. He's going to go down the order. Again, hard it'll be for him as it will be for Luke Maguire, presumably. Adam Maguire is chasing Parker hard. If he gets past Parker, Simracing is in trouble. And he knows that because he's got to get past Sixter and Zapala before Parker gets passed by Maguire and Bok. He knows this. This is the position, but Parker's not putting him with a fence here. Maguire's already through before they even get to the corner. This is the nightmare scenario for Yanni Simracing. As look here, he's got to get through now on Sixter, who won't make it easy for him.
Because Sixter was trying to make it past Zapala there. Oh, Sixter squeezing Simracing into there.
He does make it easy. Breaks early. I wonder if Giovanna Zapala's going to do the same here. He needs to hope he will because Maguire's there behind. Parker's down to 7th now, by the way. Bok and Maguire need to not battle. They need to work with each other to catch Simracing. Simracing needs to get past that Cosmo YGF on. So he's got Sixter's out. Sixter's disconnected, it seems.
I know.
That's unfortunate, but he should be able to get back in the race.
Yeah, it looks like a disconnect from Sixter. It's unlucky of the Mad Cape driver, but yeah. Oh, that's one less car for Maguire to overtake.
Well, I guess that's a bit of an advantage there. He's got clear track now to Simracing, but while Zapala, the real cork in the bottle for Simracing, now he's going to get through. George Sutton pits as well from P17, notably. But Zapala, well, what's he going to do here? Is he going to fight? I assume he will fight. He's the sort that would fight. But Simracing has just got the overspeed and then he decides not to. So here's Simracing getting free track, and now Maguire's going to try and get past Zapala.
Yeah, Zapala, yeah, he's not his... Zapala knows that's not his race. His race is with, well, it was with Sixter now, but that's it. Oh, Bok and Maguire got very close there on their hairpin exit.
Well, Yanni, if he starts fighting now with Maguire, that's just going to cost him time that Yanni will love, because he's got clear track in front of him for miles ahead now. So Bok cannot be doing with fighting Maguire at this stage in time. He needs to wait till they've got that past Zapala and then go for it. Yeah, big shame about Fabio Sixter though. That just seems like a straight disconnect. He should be able to rejoin, but he'll probably be out of the points contention now. Might just choose not to and not burn the engine down any more than already was worn, if it was need worn. But yeah, terrible luck for Sixter there. He was running really well, but that has just helped Adam Maguire because now all he needs to do is catch him past Zapala. Tom Parker in the pits as well. He'll drop down the order. I presume hards for him. As this race continues, he'll be able to go to the end on those tyres that he takes. Panzer obviously leading the race at the moment, how he started on the mediums. And he must be due to pit soon as well. I imagine he's probably going to go 33, 32 laps on these tyres maybe, if not pitting sooner. So Panzer will be doing what he's going to do. He will lose the lead when he does pit. And, well, I imagine the pit out there for the lane here is about 15 to 20 seconds, and it's going to be about 2 or 3 seconds for a stop.
Yeah,
so...
sorry, P4 again, getting tasty.
Oh.
Maguire, championship rivals locking horns here.
They need to be careful here, like, because if they start fighting with each other, they're going to lose time. And they know that Panzer, obviously, they'll probably come out ahead of too. He's not really a threat for the lead at the moment, as he rounds to start lap 30. Simracing pushing hard. At the moment, it's a burst Basilea 1-2. David Young will be rubbing his hands with glee.
Yeah, for sure. And this is helping. These two battling away, Bok and Maguire. Simracing is going to run away this race now.
Yeah, really, really running away here at the moment is Simracing and Panzer in those two burst Basilea cars, of course, powered by Quasar engines, one of the 3 engine manufacturers. And so obviously the quiz round is working here. Comes Maguire on Zapala. This won't be hard. Maguire should find this relatively easy to do when he gets through with a little effort there. And Bach is going to have to wait until after the hairpin to get past Zapala, who takes the inside line. Well, Bach's not going to be too happy about this. He's having to wait even longer.
Probably going to cost him another lap here, I reckon, to get past. Will he make him through into? No, he doesn't. Yeah, it's going to cost a lap here. Maguire needs to gun it now.
Germano Zapala is entirely entitled to fight for this position. This is for track position. He is allowed to defend himself here, even though the car behind is going for the overall race win and he's not.
Yeah, he hasn't really driven defensive lines, Zapala. He's just, Maguire just DRS past him. Zapala didn't really defend himself from Bach. Bach wasn't really close enough to go for the move, and so fair play by both drivers for not risking their races, but Bach needs to pass him now on this lap.
It's in Bach's interest to do it. The onus is on him to get through. Zapala doesn't have to help him, so it's all about whether Yannick can. Of course, Germano might just choose to let him by if he knows that it's going to be a one-way show, so to speak, but Bach is definitely going to have to do the work to actually get through. He goes for the slipstream. Zapala, yep, the overspeed's there, possibly making it a bit easier is Germano here. So, yep, that is Bach through into P4. But, crucially, not as soon as he could have. That's going to give Maguire an advantage, which currently stands at over a second. 2 seconds is more like it.
Keep an eye on the gap between these three guys here. It's 3.4 seconds separating second to fourth. I expect that. Whoever's got the pace can show it right now.
Yeah, this is really shaping up to be an interesting one. Robin Panzar leading, obviously, having about complete lap 31. He's not coming into the pits yet. He's making those mediums last. You got to give him that. As I said, I personally think he'll be in at the end of lap 32 or 33. This is lap 32 now, so I'd say next 3 laps, Panzar's going to pit. Simracing will assume the race lead, and it's going to be interesting from there to see if Maguire can hammer it to the end.
We know the medium tyres can go at least 35, 36 laps from when I've driven them, and we saw yesterday with Leon Bach, who's the younger brother of Yannick Bach, went 37 laps on the medium tyre, so could be a while yet before we see Panzer in.
Could be. I'm seeing Kilt go for Zapala now as well. This again is likely to be one-way traffic. Kilt goes through. Mleinek is going to be watching, as will Duvall. These are mostly position passes on Zapala now. Oh, Mleinek, sorry. Almost goes into the back of him and get my edges mixed up. But Zapala, going to be interested to see if he comes in soon because, well, I mean, he's losing a lot of time in places here. Mleinek bombs it down the inside. That's another place lost. Duvall is going to go through. Surely Zapala's going to be in this lap.
Still think he'll probably stay out for another 8-9 laps and put on softs. I don't think Zapala will come in quite yet.
I have to say, I reckon he should come in soon, though those tyres are obviously doing him no favours whatsoever. And realistically, if he's going to drop this many places in this much time, he kind of needs to consider the option. But he's staying out for a little longer. Well, let's see how it goes for him. Obviously, these cars behind are on fresher tyres, so that is a big part of it. Tyres are important when it comes to pace, of course, especially in Superleague, Sandy.
Especially in this Super League grid. And just a note as well, looks like Bach has made it back into DRS range off Maguire.
Ooh, the plot thickens. This could be interesting, and
they're both catching up to Simracing.
Oh, Yenny's got to get a move on if he doesn't want to lose this net race lead. Obviously, Panzar leading now, but he's got to pit, so we all know that Simracing will inherit the lead when that happens. But this is getting spicier and spicier very soon, and there might be a battle for the lead on. That would be interesting to see, and it would be what we want to see. But right now, Dennis Jordan, apparently Jordan being ruthless at the moment. Is he setting fastest laps? I'm just going to go and see if he is. It would be a Jordan thing to do to set the fastest laps. His last was a 15.6. He's up there with the likes of Simracing and Maguire on pace. So he is being ruthless. Chris Shepard is right in the comments.
I think. Yeah, it looks
but
like.
But then again, Chris Shepard might also be on lap 18.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. He must have. That was a move on Brewer, wasn't he? He was talking about.
Yeah, that'll be a while ago, Chris, but you're accurate as to now. Well.
Must be on Internet Explorer.
Yeah, he's on dial-up.
But yeah,
Regardless of
let's have a look.
connection,
Let's keep an eye on P3 here. Will Yannick go for the move into the hairpin? I think it's just too far back though to
this is
make
too far back. If he does it here, it'll be very,
it's
very
gotta be Danny
interesting.
Rick-esque if he goes
Yeah,
for
that
it
would be
from there.
brave. Bach would have had to have been brave to put it one way to go for a move there, and he hasn't done it. I'm just seeing Dennis Jordan has gone into P9. He is being ruthless. Look at that. Kiersback has got past the Bonner too. That's 2 positions in the corner. Jimano must not be feeling very happy about that.
Oh, it's back to P11 now, and I know it's 20 seconds to. It's a 20-second pit delta for Zapai if he comes in. So if he pits now, he come back out ahead of around where Tom Parker is. Tom Parker to the George Sutton trainer, supposedly.
Yeah, the Parker Harris Sutton sort of range is where he'd be able to come out. Maguire and Bach are really close now, though. I mean, half a second in it between the two. Wright Kilker's dropping off the back of both of them, but he's on a flying set of laps at the moment. He's really going quite fast. Even if his moves have been made with Jafton DRS, he is really putting the hammer down. Leineck, Duvall, Brewer are all involved in battles of their own as well, but Bach and Maguire's the one we're watching.
Yeah,
For next second.
there's a red car who seems to be closing in on them two as well.
Yep, they see a car behind. They don't want it painted red, but it's Kilt's Red Archer, and he does want it painted red. He wants to fling himself. Here comes Buck out of nowhere to fling himself through with the hairpin. My word, that was a dive bomb and a half. That was a blitzkrieg move from Yannick Bach there to put himself into the top 3, provisionally second, considering Panzer. That came from miles back.
Yeah, great move there by Bach. He wasn't hanging around. Caught Maguire there napping a bit, and let's see if Yannick can close his gap up to Simic.
My word, that was a brilliant one there from Bach. You don't see moves like that very often, but the world champion knew what he needed to do, and boy, did he do it.
Yeah, and the best part was it was controlled, no locking up or anything. It was clean.
He had that under wraps from the word go, is what he had it. And that is really put the dampers on Maguire now. Look at the gap. It's half a second in Bach's favour.
Will roles reversal, will Maguire be able to make it back past here?
That will be a kidney punch for the Irishman, but will he come back from it? That's exactly the question, Sandeep. You see, we know Maguire's fast,
Quite
but can
close
he come
enough
back
for
from
me.
that? He'll be looking to dive bomb Maguire now. And Maguire will be looking to dive bomb Bach at some point.
Possibly. We wasn't close enough on that lap. There was quite a distance away. If he sent it from back then, that would have been, well, tears.
Yeah, I mean, Maguire at this point has to try something, but he's not close enough. Bach just went full send into the hairpin, did exactly what he needed to do. Thank you very much. Now he's riding off into the sunset. It's up to Adam Maguire to stop him. Mind you, Bach's race is not over. Panzer in at the end of lap 36.
Ooh,
that is a longer stint than anticipated.
That's a stretch to put on softs. I reckon you go for hards. I can't see the softs lasting 31 laps. No way.
Well, I mean,
oh,
he's just
wow, okay.
soft it is. Well, he's just made them. Robin Panzer has just made them the mediums last 36 laps. He's got to get the softs to last 30. Can he do it? I wouldn't blame him for trying. Maybe he's going 2 stops. I don't know, but Gobi's going to get through. That much is for certain. But now, with Panzer out the lead, it is for 1, 2, and 3. The 3 main contenders, Simic, Bach, Maguire.
Bach is, out of these 3 so far, Bach's saying the quicker lap times. He's dragging Maguire with him. I wonder if Maguire's just decided I'm going to sit behind Yannick and let him drag me up there.
We need to really watch the gap between Bach and Simic. That's going to be the crucial one for the 2 top places. And if Bach is consistently lapping considerably ahead of Simic, then we may have a battle for the lead. As it stands, there's 30 laps to go and 1.7 to be gained. That means Bach has to close the gap by about 500ths per lap. But then he's got to get through as well. So realistically, we're looking at a 10th a lap and then about 13 to get through. That last lap was a 10th quicker.
Yeah, you don't want to. He's still got to manage these hard tires though. You don't want to thrash them straight away. They're still got to do. Remember, they pitted what, lap 24? I think Yannick pitted. I think Maguire pitted even earlier on lap 20. So he's got to go. He's got to stretch these 47 laps. He can't go out treating
he
his hard
needs to be
tires like
careful.
complete tires. Yeah.
You're right, he needs to be careful here. Doesn't want to overdo the tyres, but at the same time cannot lose track of Bach. Because staying in the DRS train is the only thing that's going to keep him in the contention for second or first, and really cannot be doing with battling Bach. He needs to make sure that he stays behind him and catches Simracing too and gets that train going again. That's his biggest chance. Simracing knows as well that he's got to kind of do damage limitation, really. He can't afford to lose more than about a 10th lap. I'm seeing Zapala and Gobi going at it further down the order. Sorry, that I think Moose might have gone past Zapala or Panzer or something down in the 14th sort of region of the grid, but Maguire is the one we want to be watching because he's got to keep on Buck, who's got to keep on Simracing.
Slap Simracing pulled out an extra 3/10 over Yannick there, so he's responded to the pace from Bok.
Really responding now, and Gerrit de Vries, of course, we all know how good he is. Well, I think reigning actually Formula Sim Racing World Champion and very capable driver at GPVWC in his own right is Gerrit de Vries, and well, we all know how good he is, but he's yet to taste the sweet champagne of victory this year in Super League. You've got to remember, Simracing really could do with a victory here today, and he might be on for it if he can hold this gap.
Gobi and Panzer getting very tasty on the hairpin there, and yeah, there was a lot of pushing and shoving in that hairpin there by Panzer. Gobi made a move to defend himself. Panzer ran into the back of him and then went for another late move into the hairpin to get past. So I think the stewards might be looking at it in the race.
Might be a consideration if one submits an incident report for sure, but they will keep battling as long as they can for sure. I've just seen Sergei Heras and Mercolicini getting involved in a bit of argy-bargy too. Cars are starting to bunch up in the 20th sort of areas. Certainly some interesting fights going on down there as well. So all worth consideration as this race continues. Yanni Simracing won't want to get caught up any backmarker medley, though he's got a race to win. I mean, he hasn't won since Brazil last year, and he's had 2 second places this season, but not the win. Will the 9th race be his first win of 2020? Well, I have to say, I mean, it would put him back in championship contention, so to speak. He's in 74 points at the moment. He's currently trailing Maguire by about 60, so he needs all the points he can get.
Yeah, now these top 3 guys, well, Simracing's got the least to lose, to be honest. He's probably gonna go all out to get this win.
And of course, as it stands, Bok is gonna increase his lead over Maguire in the points too, as it was before this race. It was 10 points. I believe that's gonna go up to about 13, 14 points at the end of this race if these positions hold.
Long way to go, 27 laps.
I mean, there was a point in this season where we thought that Maguire was going to run away with it. Now he's fighting just to stay in championship contention. That's how quickly things can change here in GPVWC and how much the pressure can sometimes get to drivers. But speaking of pressure, it's not getting to Simracing. The gap's still holding strong at 1.5 seconds. It was 1.7, but he's holding off enough of a gap as it is to really keep his chances of the first victory this year alive.
Yeah, he's controlling the gap now to Yannick. I wonder if Yannick may be saving a bit of tyres for another push at the end. Who knows, Simracing might be doing the same as well, but Maguire seems to be quite content, I think, just to sit behind Bok here.
Well, Maguire should be sticking behind Bok. If he starts attacking him, he'll lose time, but the gap's starting to become about a second. Worryingly for the Irishman. If he drops out of DRS range, Bok will pretty much be free to go for Simracing for the lead, and Maguire might start dropping back into the clutches of one right Kilk, who was absolutely putting on a good show in P4.
He's showing well. He's put a gap out to Milanek since the pit stop phase, got up to 3.2 seconds, and he's lapping consistently. Tell you what, Maguire's pushing hard though, isn't he? I saw him the back end step out on the exit turn one. He's pushing these hard tyres to its limit.
Really, really gunning for it now, and I think they're all gunning for it. They all know at this point it's win or bin, really. And Maguire waiting for the point where he can push as his Simičić to make it that win or bin situation. But they won't. They've all got these top three have all got their eyes on the victory at the moment, haven't they? There's no denying that. Starting to plan scenarios out. Maguire planning the great resurgence to get into the lead. Bok planning a defense attack combo to get into P1, and Simracing just wants to hold them all behind.
Remember when the top 13 was 4.3 seconds apart? That's not anymore now. The biggest battle we've probably got right now is the P5.
Very much a race of two halves, this. There was much action and squabbling in the first, and the second was all about catching each other. I tell you this, though, Simracing will be reveling it. Less action on track. There's less for him to worry about, and makes it easier for him to actually increase the gap back to 1.6 seconds from 1.5. This is the problem Bok has. He's faster, but not consistently.
I don't think these two have... I don't think anyone has an edge here. I think they're both as quick as each other. It's going to be who keeps the laps up more consistently. As what's that got? My green stripes back marker pulling over, nicely done there. And yeah, Simracing, I think he's controlling the pace. I think he could go quicker if he needs to. I think the guy that's trying the hardest to make a move in his top three is Maguire.
Yeah, Maguire certainly pushing hard to get into that top two position where he wants to be. I think he's got the most to lose, and his tyres have got the most to degrade, possibly. Going to fall into the likes of Kilk's hands later in the race, but Maguire really giving it the full beans to try and keep up with Bok, you would imagine, because if he falls out of Bok's range, he's going to lose the DRS, and he's going to really lose that P2 potential, so he needs to stay in Bok's sight. And if Bok is not using his tyres as much as Maguire is using his tyres, that's going to give Yannick the real edge that he needs. And speaking of edges, Maciej Mlinek, currently defending from being de Vries in 6, he definitely has an edge, doesn't he? Maciej Mlinek, he's driving one. De Vries, though, giving it a good run for P5, and you can imagine he'll be giving Mlinek some serious questions to think about. De Vries pushing hard, but he's being chased by the other edge of Daniel Brewer. So he is in fact the De Vries sandwich at the moment with very edgy bread. That is not a position he wanted to be in, but it's what he's got.
I've just seen a pun in the chat by Wookie Ostra.
I think that's what we just covered there, Sandy.
You're saying no one has the edge, but Message definitely has one. Oh god.
That's what we said, he's driving one. Mind you, we want to talk about edges. Yannick Simracing has the edge on Bok. The gap's up again, 1.681 it is this lap.
Yep, again, yeah, no one seems to have an advantage. It's Bok's managing the gap to Simracing very well. Sorry, Simracing managing the gap out to Bok very well.
Here's Jimana Zabala pits as well. I've just noticed in P15 he'll be going down the order obviously as he takes new tyres. So Zabala finally in. I was wondering when he was going to come in, and obviously he chooses now. He'll be going soft to the end, surely. He's done the reverse strategy.
Fresh soft tyres. Let's see, you probably be setting up the
charge.
Although he's come out behind in a lot of traffic here. 2 cars, George Starton and Alex Cooper.
This might not end well for Zabala, or it might end well. We don't know. We'll have to see. He's going for the reverse strategy, obviously. He's going to try and make time up the end of the race rather than at the start of it. But that can play to his advantage because there'll be less track position fights to worry about. Because at this point in the race, Sandy, people are starting to get lapped more and cars are more spread out. So this could work to his advantage, clear a track.
Clear a track, yeah, the field's more spread out, and where's Zabala coming? He's coming P90s. 14 seconds off Luke Maguire for the last points play position, so let's keep an eye on him if he is progress, see if he can salvage a point for the Cosmo team.
That will be the intention and the hope, yes. As the intention for Bot is to keep on Simracing, but it's not working. Gap's 1.7 now with Look at Maguire. I think he's starting to close in. Maybe Box just taking it a bit easy. Look at Maguire though, he's going full charge now.
He's really putting the... I guess he's trying to push Bok into... trying to get Bok to up the pace up to Simracing, but I think Bok's got any more to give.
Well, if he doesn't, he's going to have Maguire to worry about in very short order because the Irishman continues to gain back the time that he lost before, and we can see a fight on for P2. I think Bok has got to be careful here.
I'm just thinking, like, remember when they came out of the pits, how much fighting Bok and Maguire done here, and that's given Simracing that 2-second gap. I wonder if they might look back on there's a bit of a... Has Maguire had a moment? He seems a bit further back from Yannick here.
Well, I mean, he's going for it. I mean, he's definitely dropping time to Yanni, but Maguire might have just backed out to give himself a little bit of an extra run out of the corner.
Possibly, yeah, but I mean, these two fighting straight off the pit lane is giving Simracing just 2-second buffer that he's able to control right now. And yeah, right now, at the start of the race, I backed Bok to win this round, but Simracing is looking good here. But still, 21 laps to go. Remember what happened in Canada when Simracing had a chance to win and he had the unfortunate he had the unfortunate crash which blew his Canada round, so this is probably payback for him. He wanted to win in Canada and he didn't quite get it, but hopefully he can pull it off today.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a bizarre incident for Simracing. He just tagged the wall a bit too much, got a bit greedy, and it just launched him into oblivion, really. Maybe this day will be the redemption day for Yanni Simracing, though. He's 70% of the way through the race and going for the win. Well, this is going to be an interesting one for sure to see if he can get that win, though. I mean, how many times have we said that he's been so close, but so far? He's already had 2 second places here. Can he get that first win today? The gap to Bok is increasing. If anyone was looking a likely lad, it's looking to be our Yerny.
Between Bok and Maguire is increasing. It's now up to 9/10. I wonder if Maguire fell out DRS of Yannick or he made an error.
Well, he's almost out of DRS, is Maguire actually. He's about a second out. He's 1.1 seconds out. If he's lost the DRS, it's going to be Kilk time for P3, you think. He'll be pushing hard, and he'll know that he has an advantage that he didn't have before. Bok, though, is absolutely hammering it to get back on Simracing, but it's not having the desired effect as it stands. Simracing now, well, I say that, Bok's just taking about 2/10 out of him.
Yeah, it's going back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if Simracing goes quicker this lap. So seems like Bok throws on a lap time and Simracing next time pulls out a gap and then it's going back and forth. Yeah, Maguire's he's out of DRS.
He should not have DRS. He should not have DRS, and he doesn't. There you go. That is the problem for Maguire now. Kilk will be putting the hammer down now, you imagine. He's been waiting for this moment. And his team managers and team engineers will be saying, go, go, go. Maguire's got no DRS.
DRS, and like I said earlier, I felt Maguire was pushing harder at the free to stay with them. I think that's showing right now in this latter phases of towards the end of the race right now. Maguire doesn't have the pace.
Yeah, really struggling with this pace, Maguire. I mean, this is what's going to give Wright the advantage as the clouds continue to build over Hockenheim. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but rain now would just be the cherry on top of the cake.
I'm pretty sure there isn't any chance of rain, which is the clouds are going to be.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I wonder if Maguire just took too much out of his tyres trying to get past Bok, and we'll see what the gap is. you see what the gap is to rate Kyoka in a few laps time. See what progress is made.
This is going to be an interesting one at the end of the race. Now, this is the thing, you never truly know what's going to happen in a Super League race until it's ended. Maguire certainly feeling like this is the end of his championship run. For now, at least, he'll be hoping to make back points in the next races of the championship. But for now, all he can do is resign himself to third, it feels. Because now, Buck is 1.5 seconds ahead. He's got the run on Simracing he's been waiting for. And he needs to close this gap down as we are going to exit lap 50 soon. There's going to be 17 laps to go very soon. And Buck will be 1.7 seconds behind if this lap goes to Simracing. 1.9 at the latest split. It's a 10th a lap minimum, 2/10 a lap for Yannick Buck, or he will not win this race.
Yeah, like I said, remember when Buck put a lap down, Simracing responded, and yeah, Simracing is now upping the pace now more, seeing if Yannick can go with him, and they've dropped Maguire quite comfortably now.
1.8. So with 17 to go, it's 1.8. He needs at least 2/10 a lap. You feel, catch him in 5 and attack for 12, or a little bit less and attack for less. Buck's got to put the hammer down soon, but when's he going to do it? Well, I mean, this is turning out to be a real nail-biter of a finish. I mean, Simracing, unless he starts pulling away rapidly, is going to find Buck, is going to go for the hammer time and close that gap down. He's keeping him where he needs to be for now, but anything can change in Super League on a dime. And Buck might just change it, although the gap's gone up again. It's 1.9 as near as makes a difference.
1.8, end of the last split. What's it this time in Sector 2 split? It's bloody hell, identical pretty much in the middle sector between Yannick and Jürgen. They're both pushing, they're both getting the most out of their cars right now. They are evenly matched.
Looking to be an interesting one to the end, that is for sure. And I'm watching the gap between Maguire and Kilk too. There is 3.4 seconds in it. And the previous split, now the gap is 3.3. Right, could be on for something here, but he needs to close up faster than that. 1.5 is the gap between Buck and Simracing now, though. Here's Buck's fast lap. Well, this be Simracing's fast lap. 1.6 to split now.
Boy, Panzer, he's made great progress on his soft tyres. He's got past Mateus Moose, he's got past Kiers, is that Kiers? Yeah, he got past Kiersmaker, and now he's on the back of Musculi. So, Panzer, the guy on the move, he's on the soft tyres. The guys, everyone ahead of him is on the hard, says expect him to gain a couple more positions at the end. And 30 laps on softs, that's going to be an achievement if he pulls this off.
Got to clear the train, though, that's the thing. He's got to clear this train of cars if he really wants to move up the order. P5 is the target for Panzer, but can he get it? That's the question. Is Simracing 1.9? It's back and forth, to and fro, blow for blow between these two every single time. One hits the other comes back with a bigger punch.
Seeing more puns in the chat. Oh, guys.
Guys, don't go.
Very edgy puns, I see.
Oh dear, guys, come on, please. It's not funny. Yannick Buck isn't finding this very humorous either, I'm sure, but he's now 1.8 behind as Simracing continues to put the hammer down. Now it's 1.9. This is the thing, Simracing's great in sectors 1 and 3. It's sector 2 that's benefiting Yannick. That's the real sector here for the world champion, but he's not gaining enough time overall to do any significant damage to Yanni's lead. And of course, you've got to remember, Sandy, as the gap continues to remain the same, the amount of workload for the remaining laps increases. He has to do more to overhaul him.
Evenly matched. I don't think 1 minute you think Buck's going to close his gap on, and Simracing responds with his own, and you think it's game over. Then yeah, back and forth. There's not much in it between the two.
Yeah, really not much in it. All 2 seconds now, though, is between them. I've just seen the times again. If it's 2 seconds at the end of the lap 2, then Buck has problems. Buck does have problems. It's 2 seconds flat again.
I know Yannick, he said last round he wants to win every single race. I wonder at what moment did he settle for second place here and just take the extra points he's going to get ahead of Maguire.
Honestly, I don't think he will. I think he'll fight till the end. I think that's Yannick Bock's way. Fight till the end, but we'll see. See if he can. Simracing leading on lap 54. He's completed 53. There's 14 to go.
What a good job Rate's doing as well. Remember the gap was 3.5 seconds to Maguire. Now it's come down to 3 seconds. That's another bar we got to keep an eye on. And still in his position 5 train, Liam hasn't made a move yet. Hasn't had an opportunity yet to pass Middleneck, and it's looking like formation finish here for this P5 train. Unless you're Robin Panzer, he's on the soft tyres still. He wants to go on to the next carriage here.
Yeah, Panzer are definitely looking for the upgrade to first class in this train here, and he wants to find himself siding through the cars to get through the front of this little train he's got going on here. We'll see if he can do it, of course.
Yeah, Eros has dropped back a bit from Jordan in front of him. I wonder if Panzer will be able to make a move here into the airpit. No, Masculi gets a good drive off the exit, and he's still within DRS just about of Jordan in front of him.
Well, Jordan really, in and amongst all this, the one that is going to be the interesting one for Panzer, because he's got... Oh, Robin! No!
Wow.
That was... Oh! I think you overshot yourself a bit there, and there was cars diving out the way. He's overheating his tyres. Kiersmackers gets through. Mashuli gets the place back. That might be an end of the charge for... No, don't hit Lauren! That's not very nice, Robin. He's really pushing too hard. I think at the moment he's overdriving the car. He needs to calm down.
He's angry at not making the move stick, and that will hurt his soft tyres actually with that little moment.
Don't lose your cool, Robin. Just keep the car nice and calm. Slowly does it, is what he'll be telling himself, hopefully, instead of attack mode now, which is what he was thinking of doing there. But, oh, Robin, you need to calm down, mate, if you're going to get these paces back.
He's giving himself more work to do now. He's got kids make. He's got to repass again as what's the gap up front now? Yeah, Simracing is extending it now. I think that may be it. There's a top 3, providing they don't get any more car issues or touch with any disconnects.
Oh, this could be... we need to keep an eye on Panzer for the rest of this race now, I think. But speaking of the rest of this race, we're on lap 56. We're about to go on to lap 57. Going to be 10 to go soon. And Simracing, well, he's going to be having to be hauled in by a quarter of a second a lap by Bock, you think, to win this race now. Is it out of the German's reach?
I feel like if Bock had the pace right now to call back the gap to Simracing, he wouldn't have left it this late. I think Simracing has this.
I think he'll be thinking he has it too, possibly, but Bock, well, I mean, he might have a surprise left in the bag yet, but I doubt it at this point. It would have to be quite the surprise indeed if he had anything.
The gap now between Ray and the gap between Maguire and Kilk's down to 2.6 seconds. 2.5 now after the first sector.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's only got 10 laps to close it down, so he need 2.5. He need 0.25 a lap again, the same that Bock needs on Simracing. There's the rub, but can he get it? Herein lies the question. That's the thing. It's one thing to know you can, but actually doing it.
2.3 now. I think Maguire pushed us hard too much early on, and I think he's getting payback now.
Well, yeah, this might be the retribution because Wright's coming at him.
Maguire, I think Maguire's in trouble here.
Wright's got a bit of a kick out there.
Yeah, Wright is pushing hard though. 2.1.
It could yet be the podium position lost for Maguire if Kilk finds a way through into the draft of the Irishman. Do keep your eyes on Kilk. This lad is not done yet.
This P5 battle, yeah. Iliam still hasn't found a way past Milinek yet, and gap it's 1.9 now between Kilk and Maguire.
Yeah,
I think we've got to keep an eye on this battle more than the lead.
This could be fun, this. I think this could be the good one.
Top 3 was done, but Kilk has said no. He's got 9 laps to go after this.
Yeah, the Maguire really doing what he needs to do to try and stay in third, but will it be Kilk for P3 at the end of the day? The odds suggest yes, as Maguire is currently under serious attack from Kilk. The gap, I reckon, is going to be 1 and a bit seconds, maybe 1.5 by the end of this lap. The gap as it stands is 2 seconds, in fact, and he's got 9 to close it down.
Yeah, Maguire responded in the last sector there. Done a PB right at the end, and that's given him a little bit more of a buffer. But yeah, rates Kilk's definitely on the move.
I think he needs to push now, if any time. But really, Wright has got to be considered the favourite for P3 because he's just closing in so quick.
Catching someone's one thing, passing them is the other. That's
the thing. But when you get in this quickly, it's got to be considered.
Yeah, plus you don't know how much dirt affects the car in, especially when you're following someone. In the dirt, yeah, it does play a big part in trying to overtake. That's why you've seen De Waal. He's probably. I might ask De Waal if he can draw, give him a pen and paper and just draw the rear wing of that edge car blindfolded, because I probably think he could. Especially how long is he following it?
Really needs to keep this up and keep this going. Just Kilk if he wants this P3. Maguire just needs to hold on. Bot is probably not catching Simracing at this point. I mean, Simracing is on. He's done 59 laps. He's got 8 to go. 3/10 a lap. The load has increased for Bot. I think right now Simracing has just got to bring it home.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see what Maguire can respond with in the next 2 or 3 laps. Maybe he had a feeling Kilk was catching him up rather than him being able to make a move on Bok, and he just decided to protect his tyres.
I think it's 1.5 now between them. I'm counting the apexes. I think it's about 1.5 to 1.7. This could be really, really interesting. I'm watching Panzer as well, who's going for Keersmackers, trying to get through after that spin, sort of overshooting the hairpin before. Panzer is going to be trying to get through as much as he can to try and remedy that, but real battles between Maguire and Kilk for the podium.
Just want to give a shout out to Zapala. He's now in P15 in the YTF1 car. I remember he had that 15-second deficit to make up, and he's pulled it off in the end. Hopefully he can bring home more points for the Cosmo team.
Yeah, that will be the aim and the goal for Germano Zapala in this race. Just get that point. Hoop it for the points. That's what he'll be doing.
1.5 seconds now. This gap is closing.
I didn't think there was much in it, but Kilk is definitely the faster car right now. That much is for certain. He keeps this up, he'll be in DRS range, and it'll just be getting even more time per lap.
And I think we might see a move here for P10.
Possible move for P10 as well. Panzer versus Keersmackers. Here comes Panzer. He's got the overspeedly lunges. Okay. Was there a contest? I don't think there was. There might be a contest now, though. Keersmackers briefly challenges, but Panzer's got it made into P10.
Yeah, still needs to defend though into the entry to Mercedes stand, but no. He didn't quite have enough grip to make a late move on the braking there, but Panzer, well, he made that mistake trying to pass Eros earlier, and that's cost him a lot of time now. Let's see if he can crawl himself back up to the P5 battle.
Yeah, Simracing really the one who is benefiting the most from all this. He's on lap 62. He's got 6 to go, 3.5 seconds to buck. He can afford to lose half a second a lap now. Really, at this point, he could phone it in and he'd have the win, but I don't think he'll do that just yet. Maguire versus Kilt, the real battle, though. The gap is down. The gap is up. The gap is down. It's all over the place at the moment. I estimated at the end, running into the hairpin, to be 1.5 again, but Kilt has got to make it come down to a second before he can do anything. Mind you, Duvall Minette could be an interesting battle. Here's Marcus has got past Panzer again too. It's all kicking off in the last few laps.
Surprising. Okay, so I guess Panzer might have stretched his softs a bit too much. I wonder if he's feeling the effects of trying to do his 30 lap run on them, and Kirsmaker made some moves back and gets his top 10 position.
Yep, indeed, and we'll see how this progresses for the drivers as the race continues, but not long to go now, ladies and gents, till we crown the winner in Hockenheim. We're on lap 63.
Another little battle we're keeping on. P13 is getting a bit close here.
P13 is getting close. A lap down, admittedly, but looking like Ragusa and Gobi could go on a tune, but with 5 to go, they ain't got long to do it. I think at this point, Bok kind of needs to just bring the car home because he won't be able to catch Simracing unless disaster befalls the Slovenian.
Ragosa went wide on the entry to the final corner, and that gave Zapala a small run on him, but yeah, I don't think, that's interesting track limits by the YTF1 car, but Zapala definitely wants to get past the Abruzzi pairing here.
Yep, Zapala wants it at the moment. I'm looking at Maguire and Kilt though, and it seems like Wright may not be able to do much more here. The gap is holding steady at about 1.5 seconds throughout the lap now. He was gaining bit by bit, but now Maguire is pretty much holding the gap at 1.5 seconds. Oh, well, I say that. Kilk has really got the advantage in this last second. I think this is where he's making it up.
Yeah, he must have more. He's probably got more tyres left than Maguire. Remember, Maguire did push them pretty hard early on, and yeah, let's see what the gap is at the finish line. 1.3. Didn't quite come down enough. He needs a big push right now. Give it everything he's got.
He really does. He really does need to give it everything he's got right now, and if he doesn't, well, he's going to regret it because he won't win this race otherwise. That is the ultimatum facing him down. Can he do it? We'll see. Only a few laps is going out to find out. Gotta be said though, Sandy, it has been a fantastic race. I mean, it's a bit early, I think, to be crowning the driver of the day, but if you had to crown the driver of the day, who would it be?
Right now I'll probably say Simracing. You know, he took pole position, and he took a legal pole position, shall I say, and then he controlled the race. He managed to withstand the pressure from Maguire and Bok today, and he's extending the gap per lap. He done a great overcut to give himself a 2-second buffer, and he's my driver of the day.
Well, Simracing, if he can keep this going to the end, which I presume he can, he's on lap 65 as it stands. There are 3 to go, and the gap is 4.4 seconds. Bok will have himself a lead over Maguire in the points, but I'm keeping an eye on Kilk and Maguire, remember. The gap between the two now, as it stands, a second. In fact, Kilk has DRS.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the overtake for Zapala on Ragosa. Now Zapala's looking for another position here on Gobi. I bet he's doing a great drive here, Zapala. If he's gonna make the position up to P13, I bet Gobi wasn't thinking he'd be battling a YTF1 car today with Abruzzi.
Possibly not, but yeah,
he's topping out. Yeah, he's not quite. Oh, he's going for the late one. Here we go. Oh, nudges at the hairpin. Lights up the rear tyres, but Gobi still keeps his position here.
Yeah, I do hate to interject this fantastic battle, but look how close Kilk and Maguire are now. These two are about to have a position battle. I can tell you that. Zapala and Gobi's a great fight too, but this is for the podium positions. Right, Kilk and Adam Maguire going at it. Hammer and tongs. Half a second separates the two. And it's looking like it will be all Kilk for the podium as it stands. Can Maguire defend for much longer from the incoming Estonian? Right, Kilk will go to the outside, Maguire to the inside, and Kilk breezes past. But did he lift? That's the question. Maguire gets the cut back and dives back down the inside. He's not giving it up. He's not letting him go. He's fighting for all it's worth.
Yeah, Maguire's got to go defensive into Mercedes now. Yes, he does. And Ray has to wait another lap. And yeah, can Kilk make it?
Oh, Gobi's gone. His engine's blown.
Oh no!
Gobi is out with a blown engine, a blown Valiant unit. It's not what Mike Pittman will have wanted, and the Gobi Zapala battle ends there.
Ends there, but Ragosa made it back past Zapala here. This isn't. Italy's woken up here. The battle of the Italians.
And they're about to go back to sleep, unfortunately, it seems, because the race is over as soon as it's been started. But Maguire Kilk is going to flare up now, I'll tell you that. Although the gap at the bridge, half a second. Will he get it this time?
What do you do if you're Kilk? Do you try and go up the inside into the hairpin, or do you go for the outside? I'd say if you're confident you got more grip than the guy ahead, go for the outside and try and out traction him. But here we go.
Here we go. Kilk on the outside again. Is it going to be deja vu all over again? Maguire on the inside. Will Kilk get the cutback? Yes, he will get the cutback. Will it be enough of the cutback? Well, that's the question. And Kilk is going to go absolutely bananas for this position if he can get it. He's going to go by the outside. Maguire's got the line. Dive bomb from Kilk. Attempted but failed. He had to do something, but unfortunately it's not worked out. Meanwhile, Yerny Simoncic is coming round the final couple of corners, and he is going to break his own personal duck as he comes round the line. It is victory for Simoncic in 2020. First Basilia get the win from Yannick Bock in P2, from Adam Maguire, who holds on to a valiant P3 from Kilk in P4, who did not disgrace himself in the slightest. Martin Leineck P5, from Daniel Brewer P6, from DeVos 7th, from Michuliet in a great race for goal speed, from Kiersmackers, from Moose rounding out 2 Red Archers in the top 10, 1 in the top 4, Jordan 11th, from Panzer 12th, from Ragusa 13th, from Zapala 14th, and Tom Parker. Points for Parker it's going to be. Tom Parker will get a point for Street Fighter Racing Systems. That's what he's going to need. That's what he's going to want. And I'm just looking at the times now. I think Kiersmackers, nope, Moose might have got the fastest lap. Matthias Moose may have got the fastest lap here. Nope, Sergi Heras might have. Nope, Mercury Cini. All the cars in the last time may have got the last lap.
In the end was the one with the fastest lap. Yeah.
Oh, Vidic in the end with the fastest lap. Cars pushing to the end, but Yerny Simoncic, victory at last.
Yeah,
that is what he wanted.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, we were looking at Ray Kilk, but we missed. There was a massive battle for P5 at the end, and Brewer managed to get past Liam DeVol. I didn't quite see what happened to Liam in the end, but I did notice him. He was wide on the XL Mercedes stand. Also, Dennis Jordan had a spin on the last lap into the stadium section. He just lost it on the throttle when you were side by side with Liam, and that's a shame for the Evolution guy.
Well, absolutely, but oh dearie me, I mean, Yerny Simoncic, oh, it's been a long time coming. That much is sure. I mean, hats off to Jamona Zapata though, right? P14. 2 points for YTF1. Giuseppe Ragusa P13 as well. They enjoyed that battle. Tom Parker gets a point too. Hats off to him. But Right Kilk, really one of the stars of today. Personally, I think he earns my driver of the day. Gotta be said, Right Kilk has not disgraced himself as we have our race winner waiting for us. I think we're going to drag him in and have a bit of a chat here with our race winner, Yerny Simoncic, who now joins us in the broadcast booth. And yep, He's here, and we even have his team manager as well, David Yunt, to join us. But we'll start with Yerny. Yerny, it's about time you won a Super League race this year. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. It's been quite unlucky in some previous races with various random glitches and mistakes that should not happen ever, but they happened. So this race finally something. Nothing went wrong for us. So yeah, nice to win.
Yeah, of course. And well, absolutely brilliant race from you. And it's really just adding up to a list of brilliant achievements you've had in racing. Of course, you got the win last year in Super League here, but of course, you're a winner now this year. You're Formula Simracing World Champion. You competed in the actual virtual 24 Hours of Le Mans for Bicolors Racing as well. You've had a great year so far, and now you're going to add a Super League win to it.
Yeah, I suppose it's been crazy 3 months. So yeah, well, I'm not sure what to say really. Yeah, just finally. Finally to add the win for the Super League, even if yes, I said I guess already that I can't take enough time to prepare, so it's always a bit of a compromise. So it feels even better.
Don't know if we just lost Joshua Anderson there, but yeah, David, you must be fairly satisfied with today's result. You're happy your man finally managed to get to the top spot.
Yeah. Hi. Just a realization thing. You know, back in coming from FC winning races and then coming up the ladder and realizing one after another of achievements, good races and championships and such. And for the first time, you know, with the cooperation with Burst, for the first time seeing the car now win a race with incredible Yerny driving today again, where everything came in place. We had a great car for this round, and yeah, one of the best. So it's still hard to say. And to be honest, I'm also impressed by Robin's race today. I mean, at the end he got unlucky, but I've got to say, I'm testing the car. I don't know how he did like 35 laps on the soft, on the medium, and then he did another 30 laps on the softs, which is like, I'm not really sure what magic he does there, but it's just an incredible feat, to be honest. And he kind of deserves the lead laps he had. So yeah, I'm really glad we've got this success with Burst now. They winning we're winning, they winning everywhere, but a really nice result.
And obviously that result pushes you guys right up into the fight for for P3 in the championship. And then yeah, obviously Simracing, are you thinking about maybe trying to an outside chance for the championship, or are you just gonna go all out, try to win, just have fun for the rest of the season?
The priority is to have fun. I know that due to unlucky races, it's basically impossible for me to win the championship. But if I win all the rest of the races and Yannick and Adam have bad luck, then yeah, I guess I would have a chance. But I'm not really thinking of that.
And then well, the last question. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, congratulations on your win, David. Congratulations. I believe this is your first win, isn't it, in Super League as well, if I'm not mistaken, for your team.
Yeah, I mean that's what I meant before with
Sorry,
like
yeah,
you know, the first FC, like first Super Cup now. Well, there's Super League lights, but we were never there when it it didn't exist back then. But yeah, first Super League win is incredible. So I'm just glad that it happened. So it's like saying, all right, we're going to take the rest of the championship and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, wonderful.
I mean, it's taken long enough, hasn't it? This is certainly going to bolster your team's championship hopes, though. But I would just like to say, David Yunt, Yannick Simracing, congratulations on the win. You've earned it today.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
I think we have time for one more interview with our ex-commentary legend, now turned Street Fighter Racing Systems driver, Tom Parker. You got a point, mate!
Yeah, I'm sweaty now.
I bet you are.
I got a point. Can't complain.
Yeah, we miss you in the comments box today, but you were out there strutting your stuff like you do, and you got yourself a point for Street Fighter, which is a team that has not had an easy season.
No, and I did it from the back of the grid as well, so I'm chuffed. My pace was decent. Obviously, I'm nowhere near the likes of Yone and Maguire and co. But I think I'd like to think I've shown that I can still handle these high-powered beasts. But yeah, a point. I'll take a point back on my debut for Street Fighter. So finally get to race. Finally get the point. It was me and Alex were pretty much same pace throughout. He looked after his tires a little bit better than I did. So he caught up at the end, but yeah, can't complain. I mean, maybe a perfect race. Maybe I'd have been with Ragutsu and Zapata up ahead, but getting a point. I can't complain with a point. I really didn't think I'd be going to get points. So I just wanted to get to the end of the race for my first race, and I did it. So chuffed.
Yeah, well, I mean, the com skills are obviously transferred into driving, though we always knew you were a good driver. I mean, we're talking to a Haas Esports, Formula 1 Esports driver here, you know, so...
Well, former,
at least. But you can always put that on your CV, and well, if you are running next time as well, we'll be hoping to see you do as well as you did today. But points for Parker is always a good one. Tom Parker, well done.
Cheers, thank you very much.
And I think that just about rounds up the interviews. So, what a Hockenheim we had, Sandeep Singh. It was a mental race at the end of it, wasn't it? But ultimately taken by Yanni Simracing, his first win of the year, Basilia's first win, and it really makes the championship battle interesting as well, because Bok beat Maguire to increase that championship lead.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a good race to have our mid-season break on. You know, we've got 4 weeks. We've got 4 weeks break now. Yannick Bok, he's been on a great run the last few races. He's wrestled back the championship lead. Now he's extended it this round. Simracing got his first win of the season. Probably should have had another one this year if it wasn't for bad luck. But yeah, he's got one on the board, and I don't expect him. I expect it to be his last win of the season. And yeah, I wonder what Adonis are gonna do now, because at the start of the year they were the team to beat, and now they haven't won since Baku, and that's 4 races ago. Yeah, and you're thinking Baku, who's gonna stop Maguire? Then he's had this bad run. Not through any fault of his own, just like bad luck, and that's what happens in Super League. You have a bad couple of rounds, and all of a sudden, momentum changing away from you. So, I think Adonis will be happy with this 4-week break to wrestle back momentum, have a refresh, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, gonna be really, let's say 4 weeks break. I think my vocal cords might just have recovered by then. Possibly. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, we got 4-week break in Super League action now for drivers to kick back and relax, stretch their legs a bit before we come back for the Belgian Grand Prix at the end of this month, the 30th of July. Indeed, it is July. It is July, isn't it? Is it? No, yep, it's July now, of course.
July.
I'm just toying with you, ladies and gentlemen. I know what date it is. The 30th of July, 2020 for the Belgian Grand Prix. Then 2 weeks later, the Italian Grand Prix. And 2 weeks from that, in August, is the Singapore Grand Prix. But all those Grand Prix are yet to come. We have Super League races going on, but it's a 4-week break now. It's been a great first half of the season. We're 9 races down now, and it's looking like Yannick Bok has the advantage, but can he hold it? We'll have to see. Until next time, I'd like to thank everyone here on the broadcast. Obviously, Sandeep Singh for joining me on commentary, Gerrit de Vries for doing the brilliant camera work, everyone who we interviewed, everyone who raced, in fact, and everyone who watched for being here for what has been one of the races of the season. Until next time, in 4 weeks' time, I'm Joshua Anderson, and I'll tell you this: Hockenheim war sehr gut. Jawohl, good night.